Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations with Marvelous. And before I introduce my special guest co-host, just a few minor announcements. I wasn't even supposed to go live. I just got back into town, and I felt a little tired, but took a little power nap, took another shower, got ready, and here I am. Okay. First and foremost, I want to thank Chicano Brand Clothing. Chicano Brand, they not only hooked me up, they hooked up my whole team. Much love and respect to them. Thank you for blessing us with your merch and with your hats. That's why I'm sporting the Chicano Brand hat. When you guys get a chance, look them up. I follow them on Instagram. They follow me on Instagram. Look them up and support these brothers. This is our raza out there, putting our name out there. Let us wear it. Let us support it. Let us be there for each other. Once again, I always like to say that if we don't support each other, who will? So once again, thank you once again, Chicano Brand Clothing. Other than that, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it simply because we have so many questions. I put up the flyer maybe about 4 to 5 hours ago on the community on YouTube, and so many, over 60-something questions came in. We usually get about 200, but for such a short amount of time, these questions are long. So, without further ado, Marvelous Inc., how you doing?
What's up, Tony? I'm doing good.
You know what? First and foremost, how was your weekend going?
It's going good. Hot. It's hot, bro. I need to get another air conditioner, I think.
Yeah, you know what? They were saying, because I know in Arizona, they said that it was extremely hot. Even though I was there, I know people laugh when I say this. I thought the heat was kind of overrated. It's kind of like, when they hype up a movie too much, and then they're like, man, you got to see it. It'll change your damn life. That shit is hard.
Yeah.
Then you go see it, and you're like, it was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't all that.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I was going over there, everybody kept saying, stay hydrated, stay hydrated. The asphalt is hot, and they overhyped when I got, okay, this is cool. I can hang with this. But it was still hot.
Yeah.
But they were saying that this hadn't been normal for a long time, like this heat wave, day after day after day after day.
Yeah.
But it is hot. But keep in mind, like, we don't hang out outside. We stayed in a nice hotel, and even in the car show where we were at, it was all air conditioning. So it was all dope, man.
Oh, was that indoor thing?
Yeah, it was an indoor thing.
All right.
Yeah, a big place. But I had a really, really good time. I met a lot of fans. One thing I will say this, Marvelous, is that maybe you didn't know this, but I'm going to tell you now. You have a big following outside of LA. I've gone to Colorado just recently, and people knew who you were. Tony A, Tony Vision, Marvelous, Conversation with Marvelous. Oh, I love that. We went to Arizona. Oh my God, Tony Vision, Tony A, Roadium Radio, Conversation with Marvelous. We love Marvelous. And this is just not by one or two people. This was over and over and over. Wow. Put it this way, even Norbies got jocked.
That's right.
There were some women, oh my God, Norbies, it's you.
Were they really women?
They were really women, yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they didn't identify. They were really women.
That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, but it was a lot of things like, everything that they mentioned was like, yo, Tony, I love you. When you interview these rappers, you give our people a platform, and then Conversation with Marvelous. So that would be next.
That's cool.
Even High C, when we were walking around and people were recognizing, we were talking to him, taking pictures and stuff. He was even surprised he didn't know that this podcast was that relevant.
Yeah.
Because so many dudes are coming up to me, hey, Tony. And this was not just older gentlemen, these were younger men, that even came up to me. We're talking about teenagers, some even in their 20s, and they were like, yo, I love Freaky Tales. I love it when you have Marvelous on Freaky Tales. I love it when you have Cool Joe on Freaky Tales. Man, Tony, this, and that. And a lot of the guys, you know what, and I say this respectfully, but by their own admission, were saying, bro, I'm like groupied out right now because my house, everything is Tony. Like, we just play. And even one of the guy's wives, I'm going to give a shout out, and please forgive me. I totally forgot your name, but this gentleman, he brought his wife and brought all of his kids to the show, and he was in the front row to come meet me.
Wow.
And he brought them all. He wanted me to take a picture with his kids, take a picture with his wife. So please forgive me for forgetting your name. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, please, hit me up and let me know, and I'll give you another shout out next time. But it was that dope. Then we got an invite, and I want to give a personal thank you to Anthony and his wife from Arizona. I've been knowing Anthony now for a little bit for a couple of years on Instagram. And he's always invited me, like, whenever you're in town, come through. So he invited us, and he said, I'll order some pizza, I'll have some beers, and we'll watch the UFC fights. So I said, okay. It was either that or go meet somebody at another bar and go watch the fight there. But he invited us to his humble home, beautiful family. He has a pool, everything, man. So I just want to tell them, thank you. Your hospitality was a blessing. And the next time I'm out there, I'm going to take you and your wife out to dinner on me, you know, because we drank their beer and drank all their tequila. Yeah. So once again, thank you, Anthony.
That's dope.
Yeah, but we had a really, really good time, man. Other than that, before we jump right into it, as a matter of fact, I need to pull out some of my notes because I actually wrote down some ideas that I had for us before we get into the questions, because there's a lot of questions. But other than that, anything lately good you've been watching on TV at all?
Man, no, just reruns of like old shows that I've seen before, old movie. I haven't seen nothing really new, bro. I watched a Transformers movie, but that was like all hype too. I didn't really like it, bro.
I'm all transformed out, bro.
Yeah.
How many times are you gonna save the world? We're gonna save the planet.
Yeah.
You know, and like, all right, bro. Every movie you're gonna save the world.
Yeah.
Cheeks.
You know, it's like whatever. But other than that, you know what? I've been listening to a lot of interesting podcasts lately, and I've been learning. I've been grabbing a lot from some of these podcasts that I've been listening to. And I want to continue to encourage people that if you're going to give your time, your valuable time is something that you will never get back. Mm-hmm. If you're going to give your time to a podcast, make sure that it's benefiting you.
Heck yeah.
You know, it has to benefit you. A lot of times we just watch stuff and we're really watching a Jerry Springer show.
Definitely.
You know, and you're not getting anything from it. And the sad thing is that's what you're feeding your brain. Mm-hmm. You know, so there was a discussion between two gentlemen on a podcast, and I kind of wanted to piggyback off of that.
Yeah.
Okay. This one guy said this, that he believes in always telling the truth, never lying. But he said that in his past life, when he means by his past life, when he was younger,
right,
and he was about the street life, that he would never lie to hurt someone, but he would lie to help someone. Give you an example. Say that you witnessed something, and that somebody said, you know, Marvelous was there. I think he saw that incident where that guy shot so-and-so. Here come the police. You know, Daniel, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Did you see what happened? I was asleep. But say that you did see it.
Right.
You're not going to tell the cops that.
Hell no.
Okay. So that's what he meant when he said, I would lie to help someone, never to hurt someone.
Right.
Then he gave an example of how it can really hurt someone. He says, you know, I remember going to trial. He says, and then undercover cop puts his left hand on the Bible, lifts up his right hand, and prays to God that he's going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. He goes, and the guy the whole time is lying through his teeth.
Yeah.
The whole he goes, he was lying to hurt me.
Yeah.
He was lying the whole time.
Yeah.
So now, is it better to just to tell the truth, or is lying okay sometimes?
Damn.
That's a big question, huh?
That's a big question, you know? People say, oh, well, you know, you should be grown up now and you know, you're older now and you shouldn't be acting that way or whatever. But, you know, there's still like, I mean, it varies in different, every situation, bro. You know, like say gang life, for instance, you know, there's a lot of shit that happened back in the days, you know, bodies dropped and I know people that are busted doing all day. They're doing life and they're never going to get out. And they're not even the ones that did that crime.
Yeah.
You know, to people out here that know the truth, like, are they gonna go and speak up and say, "Hey, you know what? He really didn't do it, but this guy really did." You know, but living in that code of the streets that they call it, you know, they're not gonna go do that. You know, why are they gonna go do that? It's like when you get to that certain point in your lifetime. I'm just talking about like gang wise.
Right.
It's like, damn, you know the consequences, homie. When you join a barrio, everything that comes along with slanging dope, to the people that are gonna rat you out, that's all part of it. Don't be surprised that there's a guy that ratted you out. That's gonna happen. It's inevitable, you know. So you can't sit there and cry, oh, you know, I don't want to be a part of it no more or whatever. No, you joined up. You hurt a lot of people, dog, and now that it's coming back to you, you know, you're gonna cry about it. So it's like, you know, you can't. I don't know.
It's like this. it's like I watched an interview with that guy, Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Yeah, right.
The guy, I guess he used to be the hitman for
Gotti.
John Gotti, okay.
Yeah.
When they interviewed him, and it's crazy that this guy's even out.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And now he's doing podcasting.
Yeah.
Okay. The Mafia on podcast.
Right.
And he said, they asked him, you were an informant. Like you went ahead and said, so-and-so, 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 so-and-so.
Yeah.
So in other words, you ratted. And he admitted to ratting, but
Right.
he called it something that he called informing.
Right.
Okay. However you want to decorate it, you still snitched.
Right.
Okay. Well, the guy interviewing him said, but when you are about that life, when you join that life and you take that oath, you're not supposed to talk.
Exactly.
And he said, well, he wasn't supposed to talk either.
Right.
So the moment that he broke that code, I broke my code.
And that's weak. That's weak. He waited that many years, and then they went and handed it to him afterwards. He got busted for that whole ecstasy thing in Arizona, where he ended up getting 19 years or something, or he did 19 years out of so many years that he was supposed to do.
Right.
But he said that Gotti told him, he's spilling the beans
Yes,
on everything.
on everything.
All these bodies, everything that happened, even talking about new shit. And I'm sure people didn't get busted for it, because they were still out here, like some of the names that he dropped or whatever. But he's saying that Gotti told him, he got caught on phone calls, and Gotti should have got all the time, but Gotti told him, the boss doesn't go to jail. I don't go to prison. So you're going to have to do this time, Sammy. And Sammy looked at him like, oh, is that right? Is that really what you want to do? And he goes, yeah. So he ended up, okay, he went and flipped, right? But in another circumstance, and it was similar, the boss, what's his name? They whacked that dude too. He was the boss of their family.
No, but I don't remember.
He was Gotti's boss before. But anyways, he got caught on phone calls, and they were gonna whack him out, and they decided to take him out. So I mean, if you're about that life and you're calling yourself a hitman, like, why are you gonna go rat the dude out? Like, if it's that much of an issue and that Bato's calling you out, whether he's a boss or not, whack the dude. Like, you're going to go all out, go all out. Why are you going to, at the end, cry about it, go into fucking witness protection, and then come out and try still to be part of the life, slanging dope and trying to pump people here and there? And I think in his mind, I mean, he's an older man, but in his head, he still thinks that he's like somebody.
Yeah, of course, I do believe that. And, then you got guys like, and I even hate mentioning them, but he said, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he said, well, they broke the street code, so I broke the street code.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
And Tekashi wasn't even a gang member. That's the thing with him. Like, they knew who that they were getting. This dude, Danny Hernandez, a regular kid, like, wasn't even involved in gang shit at all. And they went and recruited him into their gang for whatever reason, whether he had money or not.
Right.
It's like, come on, homie, if you guys get into shit, this fool's gonna fucking dime you out.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody once said, and this is a quote, always tell the truth is the easiest thing to remember. Always tell the truth. It's the easiest thing to remember, because one thing that I've always preached is that truth never changes.
A lie does.
Lies always do.
Yep.
Lies always do. Look, there was a time when there was somebody going around spreading rumors about me. And it all started when the podcast started, okay? Before that, nobody ever said anything about me. But as soon as this podcast started climbing up, people started hearing about it. All of a sudden, I heard this about so-and-so. One guy came and apologized to me. And he had tears in his eyes because he told me, man, you know what? I fucked up. That's what he told me. He said, because I put you on a pedestal and I looked up to you and I allowed somebody to put something in my ear, whom I didn't even know. He goes, and it made me unsubscribe, made me unfollow you, and it made me even make posts about you. So when I kept asking this person, well, tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. He goes, this person told me the story 3 times. He said, and I have the screenshot so I can send them to you. Every time the story changed. He said, and after that, I just questioned this person. You know what? I think you're fucking lying. The story's always changing with you. You're always adding or taking away. So I guess I'm saying that the truth never changes. Lies always do. I like to call people out sometimes. I've met people here that have told me, I don't like so-and-so. Fuck that motherfucker, whatever, okay? I've called them out, and I encourage all our viewers to watch, that are watching, to call out somebody when they say, I don't like so-and-so. Well, one day there was a guy sitting right here, And he said, I don't like so-and-so that guest you had and blah, blah, blah. And here's what I told him. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Go. What did he ever do to you?
Nothing.
Nothing. 30 seconds. I'm starting over again. Go. What did he ever do to you? Nothing.
Yeah.
But they get caught up with the lies that people tell them. Oh, I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard. Bro, I think we're mature enough men where we could probably keep that in our back pocket and say, okay, maybe, but I'm not going to go around accusing someone of a possible lie, you know? So I encourage you guys to use that next time you hear somebody say something like that. But now, once again, let's go back and let's apply this to a relationship. Would you rather have your girl tell you the truth or lie to you if there's some suspicion that she might be messing around? Reason why I asked that, because I've known dudes that have said to their girl, as long as I don't know about it, I don't care. That you should never go into a relationship like that.
Yeah.
So now, would you want her to tell you the truth or?
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay. Now, one thing about me, I read this quote many years ago and I've always kept it. And it says, I would rather hurt you with the truth than to comfort you with the lie. Because the bad thing is that in a relationship, not only is it best to tell the truth, but if your relationship starts with the lie, at the end, it's all going to blow up. It's all going to come to light. Everything will.
Yeah.
You know? But if you have a foundation in any kind of relationship, whether it's a friendship or whether it's a relationship with a woman, it's got to start with truth.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have that strong foundation, because if not, you built your house on the sand, and eventually when the first storm comes around, it's going to fall, okay? I've known dudes, again, that have told me, I know she's messing around, but I don't want to know.
That's cold.
Who can live like that?
I don't know.
You know, so have you ever possibly been, or do you know anyone, let me ask that better, know anyone that was possibly in a relationship and you knew that maybe one was messing around on another and never told each other the truth?
Oh, I know a bunch of couples like that, bro. That they mess around on the other one, and the other one don't know about it.
Yeah.
It's sad, bro.
I knew a female that sat right there and told me, I've been faithful. You know, I don't mess around behind my man's back. And she was laying it down.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of months later, the man called me and told me that she lied on there.
Yeah.
I've called her plenty of times.
Wow.
But obviously he was still with her.
I've had one girl bring 4 different guys to get her name tatted. 4 different guys within a two-year span.
4 different guys?
4 different guys. They all got her name, all proud and, you know, excited to get it. Where you want me to put it, mija? You want me to put it right here? You want to put it? And I'm looking at, oh my God. I'm like, and I'll ask him in front of her. I'll be like, hey, homie, are you sure you want to get it? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, homie, yeah, that's my highlight. Oh, babe, you love me, babe? And she's like, yeah, I love you. Like, shut the hell up.
Okay, now, you know what? Let me ask you something about that. So obviously you met this girl.
Yeah.
Okay, what can you tell me about her? Is she at least a good-looking girl?
Yeah.
Like what do you?
She's pretty. I mean, she's not like beautiful.
What do you think it is though that captivates guys like them?
She got the gift of gab. She knows how to talk and manipulate, you know, her way or scheme her way out of anything, whether it's money. One girl, she had this one dude he paid everything for her body, and she tells me, hey, he wants me to get his name on me. I don't really want to put it, so can you put it small? And I'm like, why would you even do that? She goes, because he's paying for my body. But after he pays for it, I'm going to leave him. She ended up getting pregnant. And now she lives with the dude. A dude that she didn't even want to be with. She would talk shit about the dude. Like,
so she lied to him.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to, she was a homosexual. She got into a relationship so that she wouldn't be homeless.
Well, I mean, I don't know if she was, I think she had a pad, but I mean, to get shit that she wanted, like her body, like the surgeries and all that, a car, like, damn.
What kind of person would lower themselves to like, okay, I don't really even like that dude.
Yeah. But
I'll bone him, I'll suck his cock and cook his food and everything.
There's a gang of people like that, bro. A gang of people like that. I meet them all the time. Wow. All the time.
Wow. just so I can get my tits, just so I can get an ass.
Shit that sucks, bro, is that they got kids. Like, they have kids, and they're bringing their kids into that situation, you know? Like, their kids are probably like, damn, that's not the guy that I met last week.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like,
wow. Okay. Here's another thing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, really quick, before we get into our questions, these are just some things that I've been hearing, and I kind of want to like just touch on them a little. I want to talk a little bit about respect, having self-respect. Okay. I can tell, number one, that you respect yourself by the first time that I actually met you, the way you carry yourself, the way you conduct yourself, the way you speak, okay? The way you dress, okay? And good hygiene. You can always tell a person who's clean. You respect yourself. So I knew if this guy respects himself, he'll respect others. If you look at the other side, you got some people that just don't care. They don't respect themselves. I don't like being around people like that, because if they don't even respect themselves, what makes you think they're going to respect me? Okay. I've never hung around with people like that. I've always hung around people that conduct themselves well. That's why my circle is small.
yeah.
But what do you think it is that either some people just give up on themselves, or do you just think it's just is that the way they were raised?
Man, I think it's probably a little bit of both, bro. I remember being younger, like just a young homie, and I went to a homeboy's pad, a little bit older than me. I remember going in, and he goes, "Hey, mom, this is my homie, whatever," and he introduced me like as a homie by my nickname, and I'm like, dang, I'm not gonna tell her my nickname, you know.
Right.
I was surprised he even told her that. I'm like, "Hi, ma'am, my name's Daniel, whatever." She goes, "Oh, nice to meet you, mijo." And whatever. Oh, he's so respectful. She's telling her son, "Oh, he's so respectful." And I was like, he goes, "Yeah, come over here, dog." And we're going to his room, and he spit on the floor. He spit on his own in his own pad, like, and then he put he rubbed it off with his shoe. And I'm like, damn. And I'm like, damn, fool, you really spit? He goes, "Yeah, so what? My mom mops and shit like that." I'm like, damn, that was dirty, bro. Like, that was so dirty to me, homie.
Yeah.
And then I needed to use the restroom. I remember I needed to use the restroom, and the restroom was so filthy, bro. It was filthy. Like, nobody had fucking cleaned it or whatever. And I don't know, homie. It's just some people just live. Like, you see the way they live, homie. Like,
they don't respect themselves. Like, look at, I knew a guy that I was working with, building my website. This guy sometimes he wouldn't have a problem telling me he didn't take a shower in 3 days.
damn. That's crazy.
Then he would take a shower. And this is no lie.
Yeah.
Take a shower, come out with his towel, okay, hang it up, and put on the same clothes that he put on.
I can't understand that either.
I don't either, bro.
I can't leave the pad. My bad. I can't leave the pad in the morning without taking a shower. I have to take a shower.
You have to.
Even if I took a shower like at night, which I don't like doing. Like, I like taking a shower so I'm fresh out in the morning, or if I'm gonna go anywhere. I don't understand how people take a shower and they feel okay in the morning to get up and go do things. Like, you slept. What if you were perspiring at night? Like, you're sweating or whatever. Like, you still need to wash all that fucking, like, I don't know. I just feel like sticky.
Yeah, okay. I think it was, I want to say maybe 1992, 1993. I was like 23 years old. And I had never gone to like a Christian church. I was raised Catholic. I started reading the scriptures when I was around 21, 22, somewhere around there. But I still had never gone to a Christian church. One of the wisest things that somebody told me was this. He said, when you read the scriptures, he said, and you decide to go to church, if what that preacher is saying is not found in here, leave.
Yeah.
You have to match up what he's saying with the actual written word.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a point to this when it comes to self-respect. I went out and bought a suit because I didn't know how to go dress to a church. Okay. So I went out and bought a suit. I think I spent like $700 because I had money during that time. I had record deal money. And I bought a nice tie. I went right here to Del Amo Mall, bought nice shoes, like $250 nice shoes. And I asked the guy, he was an Italian guy. I said, "I'm going to a church service." And he said, "What is it, like a wedding?"
Yeah.
And he said, "No." I said, "No, it's just like a service. My friend invited me." So I said, "Yes," and I never gone. He goes, "Oh, okay." So I pull up to the church and I walk in. Now keep in mind, the guy that asked me to come, he's wearing chanclas with no damn socks, just feet looking all crusty.
Yeah.
Shorts and a tank top, and he didn't even comb his hair. And that's how he was in church. Now, I want to say something, because people always say, No, the Lord says, come as you are. I understand that. But common sense tells you, eventually when you come as you are, you're not going to stay as you are. There has to be some type of transformation.
Yeah.
Okay. So I go and I sit there, and the pastor, he's wearing a suit. I saw that I was the only one in the church wearing a suit. So the pastor goes up to me and goes, how you doing, young man? Do you have a Bible? And I said, no. And this was a big church, like 500 people in there. So he gave me his Bible. He said, you hold on to it until it's time for me to use it. I said, okay. So and then he came back and got it. Okay. After the service, the pastor comes up to me and he says, how did you enjoy the service? And I said, I really, really liked it. You know, I really enjoyed it. And he said, do you have a home church? And I said, no, I'm like was raised Catholic. I said, but Tim here invited me, so I came. You know, and then that dude Tim, my so-called friend, and she goes, yeah, look at the way he came. Started laughing.
Yeah.
So I let him have it, bro. I said, you know what's funny? I said, you know what? And I called him pastor. I respected the pastor. You know what, pastor? There's some certain restaurants that you can go in dress any way you want.
Right.
There are certain parties, certain clubs that you can't go in. There's a dress code.
Yeah.
I said, I would go out dressed to all of these places. Now I get invited to come to church. I feel that if I'm going to go before God, I'm going to give him my best.
Yeah.
If I can give everybody else my best,
Yeah.
and I said, why can't he? He didn't know what to say, bro. And the pastor said, well, you respect yourself. And I said, and I do.
Dress up for a hot date.
You dress up for a hot date.
You can't get dressed up for somebody that's going to give you everlasting life.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, but come as you are. Anyways, but I'm sharing, learn how to respect yourself because it will go a long way. When you shake somebody's hand, repeat their name because it'll help you remember their name. Usually when you say, hey, my name is James, people just shake hands and that's it. Hey, what was that fool's name again? That's disrespectful, especially if he hears you.
What do you think about people that are in relationship, right? Say you're in a relationship.
Yes.
If you were like in a relationship or whatever, and you have a girl and you guys go to a birthday party and your girl's just very outspoken. She just starts mingling with everybody, telling everybody what her job is, and she's right there talking to different dudes or whatever. Is that disrespectful in a way towards the male, or vice versa? You know.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yes, it is. And I will say this, though. I have to say this beforehand. If I knew that she was that type of girl already, then I'm the pendejo.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm getting into. Now, if I didn't know, and we've never gone out like that, but we've gone out just by ourselves, dinner, movies. Right. But now this is the first time I'm seeing her interacting with others.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing something that I don't like.
Yeah.
So because I respect myself and I want to continue to respect her, I'm going to pull her to the side when we leave and I'm going to let her know, I'm going to tell you what really bothered me. If you really care about me, then you would take all of it under consideration. That right there, whether you were flirting or not, those guys thought you were flirting.
Yeah.
One of those guys even asked you to dance.
It's an invitation.
It's an invitation.
Yeah. I'm asking because I got it, like, this was a while back. I got into, it was a kind of a, not an argument, but kind of debate argument or whatever. And I got invited to some party with somebody I was dating. And a bunch of girls are there, you know, and they're trying to, talk to me or whatever.
Right.
And anything other than the question that was being asked to me, what's your name? My name is so-and-so. If I went and indulged in anything else but the question, I took it as I'm being disrespectful to this girl. So she goes, how come you don't talk to my friends or whatever? It doesn't matter where we go. Like, if we go to a birthday party or whatever, I'm there. I'm not there for them. I'm not there even for the birthday party or the person that's having the birthday. I'm there for you. I'm there for you. Like, I'm here to entertain you. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm here with you. Like, I shouldn't be mingling with every fucking female that's right here trying to, whether you take it as, oh, that's just my friend, she would never. No, you have no idea what these people are or any of your so-called friends are capable of,
No, absolutely. Look, and I'm just going to keep it 100% real. At least this is in my neighborhood, okay? Maybe everybody's neighborhoods is different. I understand it, so I'm not going to speak for everyone. The mother of my kids, when we first met, I took her out. And I didn't take her out too many places in the very beginning because I knew what kind of homies I had. I knew. They would ask a question. Hey, so is that your girl? Yes, I brought her with me. No, but is she like your girl or just your girl? In other words, can I hit too? All right. So I never wanted them to disrespect me like that, because if I really fell for her, I'm going to really have to check this motherfucker, for coming at me disrespectful and asking me shit about her, So that's why I like to keep a lot of my shit private.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to take somebody out, I'm going to take her away from the so-called homies, because I already know how they're going to act. And many of them are fools.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned from my dad at a young age. Don't ever bring your righteous female, your righteous hyena around the homies at all. Don't ever do it. I remember being younger too. There's another one. There was a younger homie. He wanted to get into the neighborhood, bugging.
Right.
And he went and got jumped in to the neighborhood, whatever. Took his girl to a little kickback, and there was a couple of older homeboys there. This was a girl. He was in love with this girl. Bro, I'm not gonna say his name, but this dude was in love with this female. He had just met her. They started dating, and this girl, nobody even knew that she was promiscuous like that. The two older homeboys, there was two older homeboys and another younger one that was kicking back with that dude. They ended up pulling his girl. They took his girl, and these two older homies were like, no joke. These guys were some ugly ass, hideous vatos, older dudes, and they all busted a train on her that night. And he's in the living room just like twirling his thumb, like, dang, homie.
Okay, now one thing I'm gonna save a lot of you guys trouble right now, because I still know dudes that maybe when they were in their 20s, their girl cheated on them with a friend or some dude. They are now married with kids. Yeah, but this relationship still haunts them. Yeah, to this day. Well, and I'm like, bro, let it go. Like, that girl done moved on. We don't even know where in the hell she is, okay? Here's what I always say. If she can be taken from you, she was never yours.
Exactly.
If she can be taken from you, she was never yours. Put that shit aside. Obviously, because homegirl who was born in those older veterano dudes, she didn't give a shit. She probably liked it. Man. And you know what? Sometimes when you take a certain female, or like, again, vice versa, to some of those type of events, you start seeing things that you didn't see before. Like, okay, now you see one of the homies maybe eyeing her, and maybe she's eyeing back. Me, shit's never happened to me, but I will say this, that if I did see something that made me feel uncomfortable, because I want to continue to respect her and I respect myself, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know what you thought you were doing, but I saw what you were doing. This was going on. And if you deny it, you're only lying to me. I said, it's only going to continue to snowball. Yeah. But I saw you looking back. I saw him looking at, do you know that guy? Yeah. Well, no. Okay. And then the other guy came and offered you a beer. He didn't offer me one. And he knew that I was here with you, and you're the one that brought me. Yeah. Never once did you ever introduce me as your man. Okay. Thank God I never had those issues. But I've seen those issues. And everybody knows, oh yeah, homeboy brought so-and-so. And they pull her. Eventually, she'll pull up a week later to another event, but without him. But in español se dice, te tienes que dar a respetar. You have to respect yourself enough to even walk away from a relationship so that you don't look like a fucking idiot. Yeah. But there's some people that don't respect themselves, and that's that kind of person. Okay, another thing that I want to talk about, switching gears here, is taking responsibility, and then we'll go to the questions. When I say taking responsibility is this. Instead of blaming others or society for our problems, we need to take responsibility of our own lives. I'll give you an example. I knew a guy that just always failed at everything that he did. Always failed. But one time I told him, look, bro, learn from those failures. Something good can come out of it. Something good. Now you know how not to do it. And now you know how to do it. So it's up to you if you take those failures and allow them to shape and mold you into what you want to become. But no, he always blamed everybody else. No, it's because that motherfucker right there and that motherfucker right there. Many of those guys are still living at home with their mom, sleeping on the fucking couch, blaming everybody because they don't want to take full responsibility. There was a guy at Rouse. We got 2 rules because we're a Teamsters union. Automatic fired. Automatic. You get caught stealing, even if you get caught eating a grape. That's stealing. Okay? Or if you get caught fighting. Even if you just like boom, boom, 2 and it's over, no. Even the guy who protected himself, because you are told, which is a weak ass rule, you can't even defend yourself and fight back. You just got to go run to the office and tell him that he hit you. You're going to tell grown men to go run and snitch because that's the guy who hit me in the lip.
Damn.
You know?
That's crazy.
Nah, bro. So this guy got caught eating.
Yeah.
We were in ice cream. He said, fuck it. I'm going to take a break. Pulled out an ice cream. Sat down in the break room. Supervisor walked in and told him, where did you get that ice cream? And he froze. And this was supposed to be a dude from a hood. And he froze and he goes, from in there. Like, bro, you got to learn how to fucking improvise. When you get pulled over by the fucking cops, you know, and they tell you, hey, man, let me see your ID. I don't got one. I don't got one. Search me. We don't, you know, you don't carry IDs.
Yeah.
But you got to come up with something to say. This dude from in there, why didn't you just say you brought it at home?
Man.
Well, they ended up firing his ass, okay? Yeah. And he wanted to blame the white man because there was a white supervisor. He wanted to get an attorney because he said he was, forgot that word, when he was...
Discrimination?
Discrimination, and there was one more thing, like wrongfully terminated.
Okay.
He was wrongfully terminated because he was eating an ice cream that he brought from home. And later on, he tried to change the story. When he said in there, he was pointing at the fridge because that's where he had his lunchbox. But 3 years later, I run into this guy, and he's still talking about, I'm going to take him to court. Bro, just honestly take responsibility.
Yeah.
And move on.
Yeah.
So, there's nothing wrong, Marvel, saying I fucked up.
For real. I mean, you grow. Everything's a growing experience, you know? Whether it's good or bad, the bad stuff that happens to you is most likely going to be the blessing because you're going to grow from it, you know? But, I mean, not everybody thinks like that, I guess.
You know, if you get caught cheating in a relationship, most likely a toxic person will say, wait a minute, you know, okay, you call me with her, but it's not what it looks like. I'm already starting the lies.
Yeah.
It's not what it looks like. You know, right now, me and you, we're good. Why are you doing this to me? Did you see what I just did?
Yeah.
Now I'm the victim.
Yeah. Narcissist.
Yes. Yes. I got cheated on. I got lied on. I got hated on. People can't stand me. I got hate. Instead of just, I fucked up. Telling the truth is a lot better, bro.
It's hard to tell the truth. I got caught, bro. I got caught.
Really?
You know, I got caught when I was young. I was like, what, 17 years old, bro, and I was seeing this beautiful girl, and I had no idea that she had came to see me, bro, and I went out with this other girl, and I came back and she was dropping me off, and I tell you, people are gonna clown me for this shit, but I went around the car to say goodbye, and I gave her a kiss on her cheek. And the girl that I was seeing for a couple of months, she was fucking across the street, sitting on some steps, and she goes, "I seen the whole thing," and I'm like, "Damn."
No shit.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. You know, I mean, I could blame it that we weren't really together. We were just seeing each other but it was my fault, homie. Like I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have. But I was young. I was young-minded. You know. Like,
let me ask you this: say, how old were you at the time?
17.
Say, hypothetically, your father saw the incident as well.
Yeah.
And he pulled you to the side and said, "Me, I need to talk to you. I saw what you did."
Yeah.
And that girl that cried, I truly believe she really likes you.
Yeah.
If you lied to her, tell her the truth.
Yeah.
Let her know that you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, if you were involved with this girl in the past, maybe it was hard for you to let her go, but at least tell her the truth.
Yeah.
Because if not, we have grown men that are still doing the same thing that they did when they were 17 years old.
Yeah. Repeating the same process. And they're stuck, homie. They're stuck. Like, I don't know. It's sad.
I remember my dad taught me this. Yeah.
Denial.
My dad taught me how to tell the truth. Because one day he caught me doing some shit that I shouldn't have been doing. Okay. And he called me in and he said, "Come here." And he had the belt. He was getting ready to really whoop my ass. And my dad never really hit me. It was my mother.
Yeah.
But when my dad did, he did whip me. And he said, "Quiero que me digas la verdad. I want you to tell me the truth. Si me dices la verdad, if you tell me the truth, I will not be mad at you." And I saw almost like a way out. And he goes, "But I need you to tell me everything." And I told him, and let me tell you, just telling him the truth, it hurt me so bad. I felt so shameful. I couldn't stop crying. He said, "Go to the room. I'll talk to you later." Okay. And I didn't like cry because out of joy that he didn't whip me. It was almost like, wow, I felt conviction just admitting it.
Yeah.
And I learned, I can't do this. I can't do this. Imagine people who are just scam artists and lying to everyone, have no self-respect, and they're men in their 50s now. I can't trust a motherfucker like that. This guy's a con artist.
Yeah.
Bro.
And they only get better at it.
Only get better.
It's sad to say, you know?
Yeah. They only get better. Their relationships never last.
Right.
They'll just find another person to lie to.
Yeah.
They'll just find another person to scam. And it's the same old song and dance. And then when we tell the truth, oh, you're just hating.
I take that, like, whenever, I don't know why I take it like that, what we're talking about, but those guys that set up the little fucking gambling thing with the three bottle caps.
Yes.
And they're right there, and they have all those people that work with them right there, you know, and they're acting like they're all brand new.
Right.
Oh, I don't know this guy. Oh, you bet 100. Look, he just won. Like, shut the hell up. You're just getting better at your fucking lie and adding more people to your little shit.
Okay, a magician told me this since you brought that up. These were 3 cups.
Yeah.
And one of them had like a penny. The way he mixed them up, the penny was already gone.
Yeah.
The penny was already gone. Somehow he took it out. So, he's doing all this, doing this, and so on. Which one is it? And I said, okay, I'm going to put $20. That is this cup. It was the cup on the left. And he said, okay, lift it up. And then I said, no. I lifted up the other 2. And it wasn't there. So I said, it must be there. You want me to lift it up? And he said, no, you got it. You got $20. Because if I lifted up, that penny was gone already.
Yeah.
He was just a fucking con artist. Nobody could have beat him.
Yeah.
So next time, lift up the other 2
Yeah.
and leave that one sealed. So, but yeah, man, just, but taking responsibility. I don't have a problem saying what I'm about to say. There was a guy that used to work for me. And this guy could never, ever say, I am sorry. And to say the least, he couldn't even say, my bad.
Yeah.
Every time he fucked up, I wanted him to take full responsibility for himself. And I would tell him, bro, you did this. You can at least tell me you're sorry, bro. You can at least tell me you're sorry.
Yeah.
And here's what he will say. Man, if you want to go ahead and verbally beat me up, go ahead. If it makes you feel better, next time you're perfect, call me up. But, I'm not perfect and everything, but I'm sorry. He would never take full responsibility. I'm like, okay, but you broke this, right? You broke this, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, if it makes you feel better talking to me like that, over and over and over, there are some people that will just never take responsibility.
Well, it was already going to break. It was already broken. Well, what about when you broke something? Like, always a fucking pointing finger.
Always a pointing finger. So they're blaming society or they're blaming people for either their fuck-ups or their failures or whatever.
You ever hear that term when you're pointing a finger, you're pointing 3 back at yourself?
Yes. Very, very true. So I learned to point this way.
Yeah. That way up. Yeah.
But yeah, man, you know what? And another thing is like, it's hard for me to be around people that can never take responsibility for themselves. Everything is because of somebody else. One last story. Had a good friend that I called him, he became a born-again native. The reason why I say that is because one day he took his ancestry thing and he found out he was like 30% native. So now everything he was native. And I said, bro, you were fine just the way you are. But he started teaching his kids the native culture, but he started teaching his kids to hate the white man. Okay, so one day I go to his house and the both boys, and I shared the story before, the both boys are watching TV, change that white devil, change that white, they're saying that, and I said, who taught you that? Oh, my dad, you don't know, Tony, what the white man did to us years ago? And I was like, okay, hold on. So I called my boy and I said, bro, it's good for you to educate these children, your children, about the culture, but now you're teaching them hate. Now these guys, the blue-eyed devil, this blonde-haired demon, all of these guys, bro. And he was like, well, I'm just trying to teach them. No, dude. No. So now I asked him a question. So let's just say they don't graduate high school and they blame the white man. Say that they can't get the job that they wanted because the white man. Do they really have a valid point? Do they really, can they really blame the white man? You're teaching them this. And he thought about it. And he said, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. He goes, yeah, but they're already set in their ways. No, they're not. They're like 8 or 9 years old. But that's what he was teaching them, bro. And look, bro, you already know my dad hated every ethnicity, bro. Every ethnicity. And that's exactly what God put into my family. Every ethnicity that he hated. It was almost like, okay, you hate them, I'm going to put them in your family.
Or like they married outside?
Yeah, black, Vietnamese, Filipino, white. Everything that he hated, God put into my family. I'm glad he did. So, but it was funny because one day my father, he's holding my little black nephew. Okay, his name's Ruben. And I said, Dad, how do you feel now? Mm-hmm. I called him on it, bro. And he just said, no, there's things that I'm still learning.
I remember the hardest thing, bro. My grandpa is when my aunt came home with a black man. Mm-hmm. And my grandpa, my dad and my uncle and a couple of cousins, they blew it. It was like the biggest fucking letdown to my grandpa. They had the biggest argument, cussing. He was a carpenter. My grandfather was a general contractor, carpenter. Yeah. He built everything. He built. So we would. I think he was trying to get close to my grandfather, and he would call my grandpa and tell him, hey, can you come and look at this job site for me and, make sure the measurements or whatever we're looking at. And I always go with them, go to the job site, and my grandpa would always talk shit. Like, that guy doesn't know what he's doing, this and that, he doesn't know, and look at this is the wrong way, and this is that and that and this. And he was just looking for some sort of acceptance. Yes. Now I get it, later on in life, it took years, but there was a couple of things that happened within the family, and he was there. He was there, and my grandpa finally grew to love him. I remember being at he died, my aunt's husband. He ended up dying, but I remember being at the funeral. I'm looking at my grandpa, and that's when it struck me, when I seen him crying. And I'm like, man, it took all those years, Yeah. He was trying to impress you for all these years.
All these years.
And now he's gone, and, now you finally, you grew to love him,
Yeah.
It's a crazy sight,
Yeah, it is. But like I said, I just want to encourage everyone, honestly, to, learn how to take full responsibility for yourselves. A lot of times we want to deny things. And we want to say, no, what wasn't my fault? Well, that guy was there. Well, he seen it. Tell him, I didn't really do. Bro, you got caught stealing. Own up to it. Take responsibility and move on.
Yeah.
When you're going to say sorry, don't say my bad. Just say, I am sorry.
I think a big thing, and this has to do with relationships, a big thing, we're always arguing and we don't want to look bad. So I think a big thing is to set a goal first before you even enter that conversation. And then come out of your denial about whatever it is that you did wrong and say, you know what? I might have did this wrong. I don't realize it right now. I still maybe don't believe you, but what could I do to fix it? I'm here. Communicate,
Absolutely. Okay. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the questions now. Okay. So question number 1. Question for both. What are your thoughts of the connection of the 3-window structure in all ancient pyramids and the 3 windows depicted in the Last Supper?
The 3 windows, to me, it's a representation of the pyramid, and especially the ones over here, not over there.
Okay, no, but I don't think, because it was almost like a 2-part question.
Oh, okay, my bad.
What are your thoughts on the connection to the 3-window structure in all ancient pyramids? I guess there's only 3 sides, and it says, and the 3 windows depicted in the Last Supper. First and foremost, are we talking about
the Last Supper, where you see everybody get on the side of the table for the picture?
Yes. No, I'm talking about the one. Remember the one? I'm trying to remember the guy. What? The guy who did the Last Supper, bro. The drawing of the last. What's that guy's name? He's a real famous artist, bro.
Da Vinci.
I think
Picasso.
I think it was Da Vinci. Okay. First and foremost, because I studied Hebrew culture when it comes to that picture. Number 1, Passover is at sundown. If you look at the windows of that picture, the sun is still up. Okay. Then they have a table, just a regular table. Okay. Jewish people that ate, they ate on a table called a triclinium. Look it up, you guys, triclinium. And they usually ate on their right side and they ate with their left hand, or vice versa. Mm-hmm. That's just the way they ate.
No silverware.
No silverware. Okay. And as far as the cups that they had there, and the coloring of their clothing, it was totally different. Then you have the white Jesus, the blonde hair, blue eye guy sitting right there. So everything about that picture, I just see it as false, because that just wasn't the way it really was. So as far as 3 windows, I don't know if there's a connection between 3 windows in the picture and the actual pyramids. I don't know how you make that connection. Do you get what they're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've heard of this?
Yeah.
Okay, enlighten me, please.
So they're saying that, well, I mean, there's two different narratives.
Okay.
One of them is what I go with, where I connect our indigenous tribes with the people that are actually in the Bible.
Yes.
And how those stories are stolen. So I depict that to be they were feasting on the blood.
Okay.
On the blood of the sacrificial offerings.
Okay.
So that's where I get that from. I don't know what they're trying to say, because the other one.
If you can see right here, see that's the picture.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so to me, I guess I'm looking at more of the. I don't know, maybe from a different angle. I just never thought about the whole actual window thing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I haven't seen no windows in the pyramids over there in Egypt, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. So I wasn't quite sure. So that's why.
Whoever asked that question, and they could just probably get a little bit deeper into it.
Yeah, Enrique Desma.
All right.
760. Enrique Desma. So if you want to call in later on.
That's a good observation, though.
Yeah. Okay. Question for both of you. Are you into video game collecting? What is your favorite game system and game, either currently or from your childhood?
Atari. What's that one with the
Pong?
Pong. I like that. Super Nintendo Super Street Fighter and NBA Jam.
Good ones.
Let me see. Damn. The PS5, of course, Grand Theft Auto. I like that. I like the new shooting games, but I'm not that good at it. Like, my kids are fucking down at that shit. Right. But I will fuck some shit up on 007 on the
that was
64.
Yeah, Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the first game that had the gun like this.
Yeah, I never really fucked with Sega, so.
Yeah. I was an Atari guy, and then I became a Nintendo. I had all the Nintendos, and then I went to PlayStation. I had all the PlayStations. But when I got to PlayStation, I went down to just playing one game, which was Madden football. Then I started learning how to play online, and then I started having tournaments here at the house. But growing up, obviously, you had Asteroids on Atari. You had Galaga. You had so many games, but I'll even go back a little bit further, and arcade games, everything was Donkey Kong, Star Castle, Asteroids, Berserk, like all of those were my games. So I was more of an actual video game guy than actual like a home controller, even though I did have those games, but I enjoyed video games more. Like I like Mortal Kombat on the actual machine.
Yeah.
I liked Street Fighter on the machine.
Yeah.
Even though I knew how to play it on here.
Yeah.
But I liked doing this.
What about the board games? You ever messed around with board games?
Like as far as which ones?
Like Monopoly, fucking Battleship. Trouble.
Monopoly, I rarely ever played it. My family does. I'll tell you what I did play. What I did like. Remember Operation?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I used to like Operation a lot. Another one was the one I think it was called Quiz or something, where if you don't put it in the right hole, it all pops.
Yeah.
I forgot what that's called.
You remember that game? My grandma had it, and she used to go, "Come here, mijo." And I would sit on their bed, and she had it was a little peg game, like pegs, and it was called IQ. And you have to jump the peg, and if the lesser amount of pegs that you have left over, that equal to your IQ or some shit.
Huh? No, I don't remember that one. But
what about Kaplunk, where you pull the little straws out, and the marbles fall?
No, I don't remember that one. But I remember the name. I don't remember the actual game.
Yeah.
Another one that I did like, because I've always liked like mystery shit, but I never met too many dudes that played it, was Clue.
Oh, Clue, I mean. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that game. But yeah.
You know, they have a restaurant where they do that.
You know what? You're right. And I heard of it. Yeah.
That's just pretty dope.
Yeah, there's even somebody says in Hollywood, like a mystery restaurant. You eat and then like.
A murder happened.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there. Pasadena.
Oh, okay. That's
well, I don't know if it's still there, but
okay. So here's another one. My question is: do you guys go on mountain hikes or camping? I've never been camping. I've gone hiking.
Yeah, hiking.
Yeah, usually to where the observatory.
Okay.
That's I usually go.
Yeah.
A lot of people they tell me about all these other places, but I like going there.
All right.
So let me see. Question for Marvelous: what if the Olmec heads were built as an art piece and it's not an actual depiction of themselves?
I don't believe they did stuff like that. I think they did accurate or as accurate as possible depictions of what they were seeing. I don't believe that's like some fantasy. We didn't. I don't believe that we thought like that at all. Like, oh, I'm gonna fantasize and depict this fucking thing and make it out like a CGI thing or whatever, or a rendering. Like, it was really like, you stand right here, or I'm gonna sacrifice your ass until I finish this drawing.
Okay,
know?
say like what he said. He said, an art piece, and it's not an actual depiction of themselves. What if it's just an art piece? Do we do art pieces like that today? That we just randomly like throw into our cities and say, this is not nothing. It's just something we thought of.
Yeah, even that, the way they're representing it as an art piece, I don't think anything that's in a museum was an art piece. Like, here, gaze at this big Olmec head or whatever it was.
Yeah.
No, this was fucking meant for something.
Yeah, it was meant for something. They just didn't do it, and they just had it sitting around, and now we have it here.
Exactly. Put this in my hut over here. Like, nah.
Okay, 2 questions for both. First one, how much of the book of Revelation do you think has happened? Second, do you think the angel said in Revelation 10, verse 4, after the thunder stopped, I was about to write what it had said, but a voice from heaven shouted, keep it a secret. Don't write these things. Okay, go first.
I believe that almost everything has happened in Revelations.
Okay.
You know, if that, I do believe that, man, I don't know. There's a lot of talk about that part. I don't know, but I believe most of the stuff that's happened in prophecy is already taken
Okay.
place.
I'm going to give you a different perspective because this is what makes these conversations different and it makes them unique. I'm a futurist, meaning that I still believe that the book of Revelation has yet to happen. That's just, and maybe one day we can actually have a discussion on why you believe that and why I believe that. And I think it'll be an interesting topic for people to chime in on and to observe why we believe what we believe. And again, that's what makes these conversations interesting. And that's why you guys tune in. So thank you guys. Okay, the next, there's another question. Okay. Question for Tony A. Would you ever have a mixtape for sale on CD for us to purchase? Again, yes, I will. It's just been taking a lot longer because the guy who was doing it for me actually closed shop because of due to COVID. And he was the guy not only giving me a great price, but also doing great artwork for me. But yes, I will do that again. Okay. Question for Tony. Do you think Chicano radio stations, Sirius XM, would be good for our community and have all kinds of genres of Chicano music, you know, on them? See, I don't know. This is kind of where I'm stuck with this. Because I don't know if we have to call it Chicano rap station.
Exactly.
Why don't we just have a station and play music?
Yeah.
If your music is good, you know, because good music does not have an expiration date.
Yeah.
Now, there's people that have, I put up flyers of artists. Tony, that guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time. But I always tell them, and I always tell the rapper, I don't have to like their music for me to give them an interview. If this is a podcast for the culture, guess what? Then I'm going to go ahead and give them an opportunity.
Yeah.
And you know what? We average at least 1,000 people live. You're going to be performing in front of 1,000 people. Okay? So this is the opportunity that most people will not give you. And I don't charge. This is for you. Sell it, bro, because you can win fans over by interviews, by shows, by your music, by your videos.
Yeah.
Okay? So now you have an opportunity. The bad thing is a lot of guys come up here with egos and end up losing fans instead of making fans.
Right.
So it's all in how you represent yourself, how you respect yourself.
Yeah.
Had a guy that showed up one time 1 hour early, and I said, why did you show up so early? And he said, not only because I respect you, but I respect myself. He said, I like to be punctual.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
You know?
I think a lot of people look for are these days, like, the numbers are directed to the shock value, not the actual talent of a person. Like, it sucks. You know, there's no who actually has talent now.
Yeah.
You know? Do any of these artists play instruments? Like,
no, it's like this one guy said, the new talent is no talent.
yeah,
You just need some type of gimmick.
for real.
That's all, you know? It's like, give me an example, and this is so fucking gross. Those 2 fucking idiot Island Boy kids.
Yeah.
Now they're kissing themselves.
Yeah, and they're homies. I seen another video. Somebody shot that shit to me.
And they're doing OnlyFans. They kiss each other and then telling the people, see, I told you we would do it.
Sell out, man.
like, okay, you don't have to prove shit to me. I don't even give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
You know, but
Dirty.
yeah.
Dirty.
But I do believe that, you know, we do need something, you know, to help our people. But I will say this when we're talking about radio stations, just do good music.
Yeah.
Master your craft. Master your craft. So I'll give you an example. We did that show in Arizona.
Mm.
We had the whole crowd, bro, singing our lyrics. They knew our lyrics. And I stayed to watch some of the other acts. Mm. Nobody knew their songs. Nobody knew their songs. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, we're the old heads on we were the oldest dudes on there. Mm. And our album's about, in this December is about to be 33 years old. Mm. High C brought a young girl. She looked like a teenager up on stage because she knew all his lyrics to Sitting in the Park. And he said, come on up here. And he brought her up to gave her a shirt and introduced her and everything.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that when you release good music, people know it. Mm-hmm. So I like to challenge artists. Is your song going to be known 5 years from now? Mm-hmm. Or are you just going to be known for all the bullshit that you've been throwing out there on social media?
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on. Question for both of you. Do y'all listen to worship music like the Hillsong United or Untied? I think it's Hillsong United, but you spell Untied. Or Evolution Worship. If so, what's your favorite? Just curious. Okay, so are you familiar with Hillsong?
Maybe if I hear it, but I don't know by the name now.
I think they're out of Canada, if I'm correct. I think, or Australia, but I think most likely Canada. They started out good, and now they did a whole documentary on Netflix on the Hillsong movement, and they talk about their school, they talk about their music, the people who started it, how they're divorced. In the very beginning, I would listen to some of their music. I thought it was cool. And then when I started hearing a bunch of stuff, I started doing my research and I started talking to people that actually would go to some of their Hillsong concerts.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of negativity. And when I say negativity, look, if you're going to be representing God and you're going to be, you gotta be like spotless, bro.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I knew that were working at their venues were saying they weren't spotless. So I was just like, okay, that's enough for me. Because I didn't hear it just from one or two people, from multiple people and church-going people.
Yeah.
But then you have the other people that say, well, you shouldn't judge. This is just their music. Their private life's different. All right, cool, whatever. You know, but I'm not going to, my ears are not trash cans, bro. So I'm not going to, whatever.
That's crazy. I think the misconception or only God can judge me, that's totally taken out of place, because it says the righteous shall judge. So if you are living righteous, you are supposed to and show people correction on what they're doing or aren't doing right. But I think it's really bad. People can say whatever, but I've seen a lot of different pastors go ahead and remix like an R. Kelly beat.
Yes.
And they'll change the words, and it's like, dang, homie, like that doesn't even talk. Like, I bet you the people in the audience are really thinking of the sexual shit.
It's true.
Yeah, like, how could you go ahead and remake like something about God to that beat? Like,
okay. R. Kelly was convicted of what? Chomo. He was a rapist, whatever.
Shit, yeah.
Okay. Multiple counts. Not too long ago, one of my buddies calls me and he says, man, I'm not going back to my church. And I said, why? And he said, dude, I walk in there, bro. He goes, I used to be a big time R. Kelly fan. He goes, and then I can't support what he did. He goes, and then I go to church to escape from the world, he says.
Yeah.
And they're singing, I believe I can fly.
Yeah.
And he said, no, we're singing a rapist song.
Yeah.
A rapist has moved in and now we're singing his song. He goes, so I told my pastor today was my last day.
Crazy.
And he said that the pastor told him, I didn't know he had done that. I'm sorry. That was all over the news, bro. So, but yeah, so as far as worship music, I was given some CDs from a church called Kojic, Church of God in Christ. And they're out of LA. And it was more of like worship, like gospel music. I'll listen to that every once in a while. But Hillsong, no. Can you both talk about the biblical number events and meaning by meaning? God, please take your time, guys, when you guys send these. Can you both talk about the biblical numbers, events, and meanings they represent? Well,
that would be a long conversation.
yeah, we don't have 2 hours. Like, look, you give me a question the size of this room, in which you really only want a small answer for. It doesn't work that way,
Get it,
bro.
Tony.
It doesn't work that way. But you know what? I will save that question and we'll cover it maybe when we talk about Revelation or something. So, but thank you. When High C was on Calls with the Wizard, you stated that you may release a limited amount of 45s with I'm Not Your Puppet and Sit in the Park on it. Would they be available to purchase online or at live events? Both. Okay. What's an accomplishment that both of you would like to fulfill before passing? I think that's a good question.
Accomplishment?
That you would love to fulfill before passing.
I think an accomplishment would be seeing my kids accomplish something, and that would, you know, show that I did something right as a father.
Right.
So I want to see them. All my kids are striving to do something, and I'm always like, if I just see them idle-minded right there, I tell them, you know, there's no time to waste. Like, you need to get on something, you know, like
right.
a career. Oh, I need to get a better job. No, you need to get a career, son. Like, you need to get a career, like, or open your own business. That's how you're really gonna get paid.
Right.
You know, but I don't know, just to see them accomplish something, or to see them doing something good, or be proud of, to show me something, is an accomplishment in itself. Like, yeah. I like to see them, because I know when I'm whenever I do pass away or whatever, it's gonna, that last thought's gonna be like, man, I'm proud of how I did what I did as a father. You know? Yeah,
absolutely. To at least see your sons grown and successful, and if you will, what is that word I'm looking for? Fulfilling, if you will, their destiny, what they want to do, what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
And you just helping them accomplish that and succeeding. That's a great thing.
I think that, my bad, Tony, but I don't know if you find yourself doing it, because I mean, you're a father, you know, but everything I do, I'm not trying to say I'm far from a perfect dad, you know, or a father. But everything I do is to see their reaction. If I put a movie on, it's because I'm not even watching the movie. I'm watching their facial reaction, like, on, you know, do they like it? I want to show them something. Or if we go eat, I'm taking them to eat what they want to eat. You know, they're like, oh, whatever you want, Dad. No, mijo. Whatever you want to get. Like, let's go get something that you're going to enjoy yourself. I'll get whatever.
Right.
Like, I've ate wherever in my lifetime. I want to see you enjoy something, you know?
Yeah. That's a good thing. For me, not only is what you just said, but for me, as weird as this may sound, Marvelous, and I don't think I've ever said this before, I think outside of music, I think outside of podcasting, and I don't know what it is, but I feel the calling that I'm called for something greater.
Yeah.
And I think that is still ahead of me. What that is, I feel that whatever it is that I truly believe that God has planned for me, I truly do believe that it's going to help people's lives.
Yeah.
I was watching Bronx Tale not too long ago, which was one of my favorite movies, okay?
Yeah.
You can learn a lot from that. And Sonny tells that kid, C, he says, I would rather be feared than loved, okay? I know a lot of people feel that way, but for me, I would rather be loved. Because one day when they bury me and I slip into eternity, I don't want people to say, I thank God he's gone. I want people to cry and say, I miss him. Not necessarily cry like as in pain, but I want to be missed. Yeah. And if I feel that if I am missed, then you know what? I played a role in your life somehow. And that's what I feel that I'm, one of my calling is, bro. So.
That's crazy. I think a big thing, like, imagine if you had a chance to be at your own funeral. Like, would you trip out? Like, how many people would show up? You know, who would say something nice about you? You know?
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Tony, have you checked out DJ Screw mixtapes? Some of the cleanest blends I've heard. Okay, first and foremost, I believe he's no longer with us, so I'm going to say rest in peace, DJ Screw. But I respectfully have to say that as a DJ, I was just never into his type of style of mixtapes. I just wasn't. The stuff that I heard, I'm going to say this respectfully because it's all I heard. He would take a song and then just slow it all the way down. and then somehow kind of chop it up a little bit, and I just couldn't get into it. I didn't understand it. And you know what it sounded like? You know when you had a boombox and your batteries are going dead, and you're playing Cutie Pie, you hear it, Cutie Pie, you're the. That's what that's what his mixtape sounded like. I'm like, bro, it sounds like my batteries are dead.
Yeah.
You know, I just couldn't get into it. But hey, I'm not gonna knock him. He had a big following. From what I hear, he had a big following and people like his stuff. But I'm always gonna say there's an audience for everything, and he had his audience.
Man, remember going to Tower Records or Warehouse Music and buying a fucking a pack of blank tapes to record?
Yeah, 3 blank tapes for a while. It was like, I remember at Kmart, 3 blank tapes for $1.
And if you didn't have one, you had to stick that little toilet paper or tissue in that little pot.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Okay, I don't know why this guy said also, but this is the way he started his question. Also, does Marvelous believe that if you're going through a tough time in life and people are making it difficult, will karma come to them for what they are putting you through?
Yeah, I think everybody's actions, whether, you're putting out that frequency, you're going to get it back.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're lying to hurt this guy because it sounds like he's actually going through something. So he says, what advice does Marvelous have to give his son, I guess Fitness J, on his fitness journey?
Just eat healthy, believe in yourself, come at people. I told my son, like he sees a lot of people out there like give an example. I hate to say their names or whatever, but there's a dude, one individual that's on he has his own YouTube channel, and this dude always cussing at people. Like he gets all steroid out and he'll sit right there in front of the camera and he'll be cussing out people.
What is he a black dude?
No, the white dude.
Okay, no.
Yeah, he has people know who I'm talking about. He has 2 W's right here on his chest. But he'll cuss and he's all, strung out on that shit. Everyone knows he's on fucking steroids, And I tell my son, don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
If you need that to motivate you, you're already headed toward the dead end. You know what I mean? Like, don't be that. So when you're out here, training or giving people instructions, everybody's going through things different. People want to work out because they're depressed or they just ended a relationship or they're trying to prove the other person wrong. So get to know a person's story before you come out with some way out shit that they're not going to understand.
Yeah. Yeah. And, there's some people that will take that yelling as motivation. Other people that like that just scares me. I can't be around that guy. There's people that like Chef Ramsay. There's people that don't like Chef Ramsay because he yells.
Yeah.
So anyways, hopefully that answers your question. Tony, do you have any groupie stories from back in the day when you were on tour? Yeah, I know a bunch of groupie stories. And I'm going to tell all you guys this. Stop trying to take your girls backstage. Stop trying to take your girls backstage. Because let me tell you something. And I'm not saying that every woman is like this, Marvelous. I'm not saying that by far. But what I am saying, what I have experienced, it almost seems like the ones that want to go back there and tell their boyfriend, get me backstage, those girls have an agenda.
Yep.
Okay.
And what about R. Kelly letting those young girls in and holding their parents back that they put up? Okay. So damn. I've seen guys that have walked back there, and I'm not going to mention the artist. My girl wants to meet so-and-so. Okay, well, she can come in. You can't. Oh, okay. An hour and a half later, I come out, and the guy, hey, man, is my girl still in there? Damn. And I'm like, I didn't see her. Oh, no? Went out the back door. Damn. I didn't tell him that. Oh, well, it's just, she's short. I go, I didn't see anybody, bro. And they lose their girls in there, bro. Mm-hmm. Their girls over there, Yep. Pumps to the bump. But do not, because other times I've seen where a big artist, which the majority of them were big, would look at a girl that was backstage with her boyfriend, and he'll be like, tell security, I want her right there. Yeah. I want her. Security say, hey, so-and-so wants you. Yeah. The boyfriend was like, go, babe, go get an autograph. She's not coming back, bro. She's not coming back. So there's a groupie stories, and they're getting handed, and they don't care. They want that. Yeah. So I was on tour with an artist one time, and there was a girl that was on somebody's shoulders. Crowd was sold out. And the artist said, come over here, man. Come over here. Hey, let her come through. Let him go through. Went through the side. He says, go let her know what hotel we're at.
And I'm on the turntable, so I walked over there and I was like, hey, we're going to be at this hotel, blah, blah, blah. That's his room number. Oh, okay. Tell him I'll be over there. She showed up, okay, with her boyfriend. And the guy said, you can come in, you can wait outside.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I get a beer? Yeah, but go downstairs to the lobby.
That's fucking cold-blooded, man.
Now, I want to ask you one thing. Is it cold-blooded on the artist or is it cold-blooded on the boyfriend allowing that?
Well, the boyfriend's a fucking pendejo. That fool is just...
Who would do that?
A lot of fools will do that.
See? So now it's these fools giving these artists actual power then.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Because if say that I was that guy and he said, man, she can come in, fuck you. She just wanted an autograph in the picture. That's it, bro. She's not trying to fuck. That's it. She's just not trying to fuck, homie. If you can't do that, we're good.
But even like to be in a relationship like that, I don't want to be with no female like that.
No,
that's gonna be like, oh my god, like go with that vato then, like the hell, like. If
they do that, watch out now.
Yeah, she should be a fan of you. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, you know.
She should be a fan of you.
Yep.
Okay. So I can keep going on and on and on, but
stop rolling your eyes, girls.
Exactly.
Be a fan of your man.
Exactly. So look at your man's sponsor right now and rub it and tell him, fat teddy bear. Okay. Tony Marvelous, buenas noches. Question for Tony. Is there actual proof that the stories in the Bible actually took place? Yes. Okay. Question for Marvelous. Do you take everything in the Bible to be true? Let me answer the first part and then the second part. Do you take everything to be true? How do you know they're actual proof, okay, that they're real? Well, when you study archaeology, and I'm not an archaeologist and I don't have no major in archaeology, but I studied enough to know that when you find actual scrolls that date back to the 1st century, that were found, I believe, in 1967, we have fragments and actual scrolls and scrolls and in their entirety that date back to the 1st century, the time of Christ. Okay, every scroll from the Old Testament, from Genesis to Malachi, which is the last book of the Old Testament, the only one that hasn't been found is Esther, but they found scrolls of every single book. So I believe Esther's the only one that they haven't not found yet. So when you have those there, you know, as a matter of fact, the Temple Institute in Jerusalem, you can go there. They have the entire scroll of Isaiah, which talks about the birth of the Messiah in its entirety. So if you understand Hebrew, take your King James 1611 Bible and read it verse for verse. But understand that those scrolls didn't have chapters and verses. It was just one big letter. Okay. As far as the New Testament is concerned, these were written by eyewitnesses. These weren't written hundreds and hundreds of years later. These were written with people that actually walked with Jesus, ate with Jesus, slept with Jesus, healed with Jesus. So these are people that actually saw these things, okay? And we can get into that, but again, I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you, but I do want to encourage you to do your own research. But I appreciate the question, but I do want to say something, Marvelous. With today's technology, can we trace, I want to make a point here, because everybody always questions the Bible, but never questions any other book, okay? Do you think you would be able to trace 100 years of your lineage?
100 years of mine?
Yeah, with today's technology. Is that possible?
Yeah, I believe. I mean, I could do it myself without technology by going down the bloodlines of my grandparents.
Okay. What about 200 years?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. What about 300 years? I have a point to this. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know. I don't think so.
400 years? Stretching it?
Yeah, you're stretching it. You would literally have to find like a family that's literally keeping everything, you know?
Right. So 500 years will be out of the question, correct?
Right.
Okay. Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad from the Quran.
Yeah.
He had passed away. You know how many years later the Quran was written? Now, keep in mind, Muslims will admit that Muhammad was illiterate. He couldn't read or write, but yet he wrote the Quran. Okay. And they don't know if he wrote it on bone or parchment or leaf or whatever. But you know when the Quran was written after when Muhammad died? 500 years later. So now I ask myself, why 500 years later?
And then respectfully, he was a prophet, right?
Yeah.
What did he prophesy? One thing, just one.
Yeah. See, that's a question for a Muslim. But it's funny how people would attack the Bible, but never really look into other people's religions or other people's faiths.
Yeah.
If we with today's technology, if we can't even trace back our ancestors 300 years, how could somebody remember something that was said 500 years later and put it together and say it's perfect?
Right.
This is why in these Islamic countries, according to Sharia, I'll say Sharia because Sharia law, you are forbidden from questioning the Quran.
Right.
Because who are you to question the prophet?
Yep.
But here in the U.S., we just question the Bible. It's fake. It's the book. It's no different from Cat in the Hat. Okay, cool. So Marvelous, do you take everything in the Bible to be true?
Not everything. I know a lot of things have been manipulated and changed, and especially without the study of precept upon precept, people are really misguided on what Torah or Scripture comes from or what it's talking about. The law, statutes, and commandments. They think the old is done away with, and that you just have to say a prayer and ask Jesus Christ into your life, and you're saved, and you're going to enter the kingdom or the gate in heaven, when there's actually 13 gates represented by 13 angels named after the 13, or now 12 tribes of the Israel or Hebrews or whatever. You could ask the question on, well, why does the government still use AD and BC? Why do they use that terminology? After death or what? BC.
Before Christ.
Before Christ, right?
Yeah.
And after death.
Yeah.
Why do they still use that terminology? And then break down the definition of the words in the Bible. We know that they didn't use the term God. God actually represented to a deity or a man-made thing. The Bible talks about Elohim, and that's plural, meaning many representations of a God. So there's a gang of questions, and then why are some scriptures taken out of the Bible? Like fasting, one of the most important times that you should be eating. They didn't eat 3 meals a day. They didn't have breakfast, lunch, and dinner back then. They didn't eat like that. It was one meal a day. And you take the same thing, the terminology again, breakfast, right? What does that mean? Break fast. You're breaking your fast. You're only supposed to eat one time a day, not in the morning, noon, and night.
Right. Well, we are the most gluttonous country in the world.
Yeah.
So, okay. Much love from Escondido, California. Okay. The next one, Cuba Marvelous and Tony. How much love? Tony, much love from Colorado. I think in some of Marvelous's new videos should be about how to dress, like how to iron your clothes, how to crease your pants and shirts, and what type of nice clothes to wear. Do you guys think that will be a good idea?
I actually had that in mind to do like a fit for the day and show like on little short videos.
Right.
But I'm new to this, and that's not the major thing that I want to push out yet. A lot of people have so many ideas on what I should do.
Right.
But I always, tell them, if you have such a good idea, why don't you do it? Why don't you put it out? Everybody's suggesting all these things, It's like the stuff that I want to put out on my platform that's barely starting is just like really educating raza, and whether they agree with me or not, that's up to them to study. I'm not trying to make them or force them to believe nothing. I tell them, look it up.
Right.
You do it. If you want to debate or have a conversation about it, or you can correct me on something, do it. Teach me something. We're here to learn from each other. Yeah.
No, but we said that from the very beginning that, do your homework before you even ask.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then after, if you feel, I want to call him up, he doesn't hide his number.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, okay. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Did you guys hear about the pyramid that they just found in Antarctica? They say it aligned perfectly with the other pyramids in Egypt. Thoughts on this? I heard about it, but I didn't know that it aligned with the Egypt's.
Right. And all that, they didn't just find any pyramid. Right. Everything has been found for centuries already prior. All that aligning with the stars, that's ridiculous in itself. Whether they line up from the site, your point of your perspective viewpoint, that's fine. But mathematically, that does not make no sense at all. You're talking about stars that they call other galaxies, universes, black holes, nebulas, and stuff like that, which are supposedly light years away.
Right.
But you're saying that they align like light years away. Like, who came up with that idea?
I don't know.
I know it was a Mason.
Some white guy.
Yeah.
Okay. I just heard about it, that they discovered it, but I know they didn't discover it. They probably just let us know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Should porn be banned? Okay. These porn companies don't care about our society and have been fined many times for leaving up vibes of underage and abused people. Okay, but now we're talking about pretty much like smut films, because he's talking about fines for leaving up videos of underage and abused people. But I kind of, even though could be, do we consider that in the porn genre, or is that just something totally different?
Like what?
Well, because this is what he says. Should porn be banned? So that's just porn movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it should, bro, to be honest with you.
Okay, I've never seen a full porn movie. I've seen little clips, that people have.
Stop lying, Tony.
I'm taking full responsibility. No, okay, see, like to me, I just don't see what. Okay, we already know they're fucking. We already know they're fucking. Most likely dog style, missionary, different positions, fake moans. Oh God, God. Okay. I guess if you've seen one, you've seen them all. I just can't see a 2 hours version of it.
Yeah.
But then he switches it up because he says these porn companies don't care about our society and have been fined many times for leaving up videos of underaged and abused people.
I don't know. I mean, it's. I don't know. I'm looking at a spiritual point of view.
Yeah.
So it's fucking demonic.
I've read where people have said that porn ruined their lives. For an example, there was a guy that wrote on the blog one time. Somebody sent it to me, and he said, because I guess we were talking about porn one time. I don't know if it was with you or Norby's, but we had mentioned it. How there was one guy, he ended up, I guess, jerking off and watching porn more than he was sleeping with his wife. And then after a while, what he saw on there, because keep in mind, those girls are doing it for the visuals.
Yeah.
It may look good, I don't know. But now he wanted that with his wife, like suck me like that and fuck me like that and, do me like that. And his wife didn't know that he had this addiction.
Yeah.
And he ended up cheating on her because he was in search for porn pussy.
Damn.
Instead of keeping his wife, who loved him, his wife ended up finding out she ended up leaving him, and he said how porn ruined his life.
Yeah.
I guess he was taking, responsibility that I allowed it to creep into my house, and what I saw, I wanted to perform that on my wife. Now say she's not into that.
Yeah.
You're gonna ruin your relationship with your wife to fulfill your carnal desires.
Yeah.
So
what do you think about people that are in a relationship then and they want to film themselves and then watch it later on?
Okay, look I'm gonna say this. If it's between you two,
yeah,
I almost want to say that it's okay. It's okay between you two.
Yeah.
Here's the bad thing. Say you guys break up, bro. Who keeps it?
Yeah.
And then now a part of that girl comes out that you didn't know. I'm gonna put you on blast. It's like, so is that good?
I don't think it's good.
So I don't know. But I do believe that some people are addicted to porn, and it's probably ruined a lot of lives.
Yeah.
Ruined a lot of lives. God, that one killer, he was a serial fucking killer, rapist. He was even into Ted Bundy. His last meeting was with a pastor. I guess he was a Dr. James Dobson. Look it up, you guys. Dr. James Dobson. He gave Ted Bundy his last interview. And Ted Bundy just answered the question because Dr. James Dobson asked him, and it's on YouTube. I've seen it. How did all this start for you? Like, he didn't ask him, where did you grow up and anything? Just, how did it all start? Because he only had me about an hour.
Watching porn.
And he said, he called it soft porn.
Damn.
He said, I started with magazines. And then eventually when the VHS thing came out, he goes, and it's just escalated and just snowballed. And before you know it, everything I saw, I just wanted to do.
Damn.
There's a scripture that says, if your eye offends you, pluck it out. Now, we're not talking about self-mutilation where you literally take it out.
Right.
What you put before your eyes,
yeah,
you're eventually going to want to do.
Yeah.
Okay? Because and then the next verse says, if your hand offends you, cut it off. In other words, stop it right here before it leads to right here.
Yeah.
If it's already here, and it says, if your foot offends you, cut it off. Okay? What do you do with your feet? You walk. First you see it,
yeah,
then you do it, and your feet you walk. In other words, it becomes a lifestyle. And that's what happened to Ted Bundy. And before you know it, you know his wife's the one that ratted him out pretty much, right? There was something that was written about her that she had said in an interview, that how one of the biggest clues that she knew it was him was because he was, I guess, having sex with her, and he started choking her, and she couldn't breathe. And he told her, just pretend you're dead, don't move. Keep your eyes open.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Dang. That's a trip.
I mean, now you got guys jerking themselves off, and right before they come, they hang themselves.
Damn.
That was supposedly what David Carradine, remember that dude from Kung Fu? He came out on Kill Bill. Supposedly that's what he did. They found him in a closet hanging butt naked.
Carradine?
Yeah, David Carradine.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they found him, bro.
Damn.
Look it up, nut all over himself.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, you know who I did see that died dirty? Robin Williams. Man, that bout, they said that he hung himself from a door. Nah, hell nah. That door, his neck, bro, I mean, it was little, tiny, and you see it like,
I bet you his face was like purple or something.
Man, he was done. That shit.
So you think he was killed?
Oh, hell yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
I mean, people say why. We don't know why, but obviously, you know, it was this time. And what a way to go, bro. You travel the entire world, you make all this money, and then you end up bored, and then you end up leaving like that.
Yeah.
Was it all worth it? Really, was it all worth it?
Nah, man.
Can you imagine? Because he started the Mork and Minty, remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nano.
Yeah. Can you imagine that you tell him, hey, man, I'm going to show you something. Yeah, what's up? In 40 years, this is how you're going to die.
This is how you're going to die. Imagine.
You could think two things. I'm going to get out of this industry and have a long life.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to do it because I'm going to have a hell of a 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
I would leave all of that and have a normal life, bro.
You can have it.
You can have it. Okay. Here we go. Are you guys into audiobooks at all? And recommend any? One I would recommend to you guys is Iron John by Robert Bly.
I never heard of it.
You know what? I do have some books, but the authors are not coming to me. If you want to DM me, if you follow me on Instagram, tell me, and I'll send you some of the authors that I actually do read, and that I don't really like audiobooks. I just like to read. So DM me, and I'll tell you which ones, because I've been reading some lately. What about you? Anything?
Nah, nothing.
Okay. Of all times, what's your favorite KO in boxing?
I mean, you can't go wrong with Tyson.
Okay.
I feel, just my opinion, that a lot of the first fights with Don King, I think they're fixed, bro. You look at them and it's like, nah, you could just tell that it was fixed.
Okay.
But a lot of his knockouts, hell yeah, fucking mean punch. Like,
yeah. I think my favorite of all time would probably be Julio Cesar Chavez when he knocks out Meldrick Taylor. And I think there was like 3 or 4 seconds left. And the referee, Richard Steele, asked him, are you okay? Are you okay? And then they stopped it. Now, the controversy was this, because they were saying there was 3 to 4 seconds left.
yeah.
If he could have just asked him, are you okay, one more time? And the bell would have rang,
Yeah.
and Meldrick Taylor would have won by decision.
Yeah.
Okay. Richard Steele said the best answer. I don't care if there was 30 seconds left on that clock. I asked them twice, are you okay? Are you okay? And he didn't respond.
Yeah.
Now, say Richard Steele does allow him to go even after he didn't respond, and Chavez hits him one more time. And imagine if he suffers some type of, concussion or something that can paralyze him or whatever. Then we'll start saying Richard Steele let him go when he wasn't even responding. So it's, you know what I'm saying? It's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Who was that boxer's name that he predicted that he was going to kill that other dude? And it happened.
It did happen. You're right. I want to say
he had a dream at night and he ended up fucking knocking him out.
Wasn't it Sugar Ray Robinson?
I don't know. I forgot his name, bro.
I think it was him. Yeah, and he ended up killing him. You're right.
And then what do you think about the De La Hoya and Chavez fight? When that fight had, did you see it?
Yeah. Okay. Chavez went in there with the cut already. And I'm going to tell you where it happened. Chavez was on a talk show because Chavez was like my idol, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's idol, okay? And he was on a talk show, and his son that's fighting right now was on his lap. And his son backed up, and he hit him in the eyebrow when he was in training. I saw that live. You could actually even Google that. and he had a napkin. And he was like this, and he was weeks away from his fights. When he walked in, that's what I was looking at. He had a lot of Vaseline with her, and De La Hoya knew. So that's why he just jab, 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 jab. And that was it. His face was a bloody mess.
My grandpa, my dad, and my uncle were pissed. They went to the fight. They were so mad.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why that shit was like some bullshit.
Yeah.
Out of all the fights Chavez has ever had, all the fights, name me another fight where he bled like that.
Damn.
Never. But later on, he said, and this is why they gave him the rematch, because later on he said that the fight was too big and the money was too good. He could not have pulled out.
Yeah.
So he took it. And from the first round, his eye was bleeding.
Are you a Mayweather fan?
No, I'm not a Mayweather fan. Now, I will say this. Let me say this about Mayweather, because people will say, Tony, you're just a old-ass grandpa, hating-ass bitch. I know what people are going to say. Do I think he's a good boxer? Absolutely. Absolutely. Great defense. Do I like his style of boxing? No.
Nah.
No. So, I have to explain it like that, because if I just say I don't like him, you're just hating. No, I just don't like it. That's it.
I think his dad and his uncle were there with the business.
Yeah.
And,
the dad got his ass knocked out twice by Chavez.
Damn.
So.
Yeah, I think they were good, and they started off street fighting.
Yeah.
Even when he got an argument with his dad, did you see where he talked about him not doing shit? That his uncle's the one that taught him everything?
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they got into a big old thing.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, question para Marvelous. Was the Aztec rituals as in killing their own a way to make sure there is enough resources for everybody to go around? That's one question. And once they see the resources being depleted, overpopulation, they presume that their god is unhappy, and this would lead to sacrificial rituals. Their god is thirsty for blood.
Well, that had to do with both. You know, if there was a drought, of course, but in between the periods of drought or any type of famine or disease, there was still sacrificing going on in between all that, you know. So there wasn't just one major sacrifice and we're going to wait 6 months and see what happens. Like, no, right. In between time, there was sacrificing going on. Okay.
For Marvelous and Tony, have you guys seen the movie Oppenheimer? No. And if so, do you think it was necessary to bomb Japan to end the war and possibly prevent World War III? And is the Earth flat or round? Just kidding. Haha, I love the show. No, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not going to give my opinion. But I have people that have seen it and said it was cool.
Yeah.
So I don't.
So what do you think about the bombing, though? Do you think that's what ended the war?
I don't know, Marvelous.
Yeah, I don't believe in that shit. I mean, I think they bombed them for a reason to see the capability of the bomb, but I don't think it was used as strategy to stop a war or anything, because I think the elite, you know, they have the say so whether we're going to go to war or not.
Right. You know, one of the wisest answers that we can give, if like we've been talking about, if you respect yourself and you take full responsibility, is don't continue to bullshit when somebody asks you a question to make yourself look smart. Mm-hmm. Just say, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm willing to learn, you know, because I've been in rooms where wise people be quiet and let the idiots continue just to yap.
Right.
They just talk. They know it. They know it all.
Yeah.
And you kind of remain a mystery because now they're like, okay, this guy's not talking. What does he know? I would rather remain like that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Hey, what's up, guys? Been following both of you for the longest. Just had a quick question, but always gets ignored when I ask. But a while ago, I saw that weirdo Box Contreras, and call in, and he said he was going to be on your show to clear up his name. Any news on that? Thank you. Okay. Well, yeah, he did call one time, and I did tell him, look, bro, they're saying that you're on Megan's Law. That's what they're saying. He said, nah, man, no, that's not true. You could look my name up, and he actually even gave his Instagram, his Facebook, and he gave his full name to look him up. And to me, if that's the way he wants to defend himself, that's good enough for me. I don't need to bring him in here to defend himself. And the guy is, why am I going to bring somebody in that I don't even know? You know, I don't even know. So he just got popular because he's called. That's it. So yeah, but he said he's not on Megan's Law. And I guess that's how he cleared up his name. So, all right. Question for Marvelous. What do you think about the Mandela effect? And have you heard about the Bible verses changing in the King James and other Bibles? Example, Isaiah 11:6. It is no longer the lion shall dwell with the lamb. It now says the wolf shall dwell with the lamb. I haven't read that, but I'll look into it. Another example, Matthew 18:20. It now says, where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, whereas before it said, where 2 or more are gathered in my name. Salutes. Okay, the two or three gathered in my name, there shall I be in the midst of them. Other gospel will say, where there are 2 or more gathered. So depending on what gospel you're reading, that it may change. But it's really the same thing. He's just saying where there are people together in my name. You know, so I don't see that last one as the big deal. But as far as the Isaiah, I will look into it. But as far as he's asking, are you familiar with the Mandela effect?
Yeah. With the whole, I never knew that about scripture. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to look at the different, what do you call it? The different Bibles, you know?
Right.
Because they word them different. You know?
Bro, I have like at least about 20 different Bible translations in my other room. I would have saw it, but I'm going to look into it.
Yeah. I have to look into it too. But the Mandela effect, I think it's a form of hypnosis, to be honest with you.
Okay.
That's what I think it is. You know, I don't think it's somebody going back in time and changing things. I don't think they.
Can you give us an example, like hypnosis, I guess?
Sound using frequency waves. They can be very manipulative to the brain, but then you would have to study, you know, everything I talk about your power. Like, you could do a simple experiment at home. Get a candle and light a candle, and the flame of the candle will produce smoke, and the smoke always goes like whatever you could blow on it, and the fucking smoke will go that way. But if you focus on that smoke rising from the candlestick, you could make a straight line with your frequency, with your energy, bro.
Really?
Yeah, or move it in a any way you wanted to, with just focusing on it. It's crazy.
All right. I didn't know that.
The rice one is better though. If you could get wild rice, have you heard me say that before?
Because when you speak, right?
Yeah.
Words are powerful.
But you don't even have to speak.
Okay.
You could just direct your energy towards that, and it'll be right there. You know.
Okay.
You'll make a change.
Okay. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, Marv, we should dialogue. I would like to help with the movement. I am a part of prophecy. Contact him and
Hit me up.
Be a little bit more specific on what you mean. Marvelous, how do you break generational curse? Is it possible if you turn your life to God?
Answering that question biblically, yes, you could break that generational curse. It says, again, in Deuteronomy, if you go to the curses and blessings on the Hebrews or whatever, you're able to break that curse, and the blessing will be upon your bloodline 7 generations to come. But you would have to literally, if you want to know, to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Yes.
And that is not dividing the Bible, but taking it all into accountability and abiding by the laws, which is the Mosaic covenant, the food law, the law to have how to dress, everything. Like you literally have to try to do everything to your best of your ability.
Okay, I agree with you. You know, answering it from a biblical perspective, come to God, yes. With rents at an all-time high across the United States, do you feel that they're trying to eradicate the middle class in the U.S.?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Different question now. Somebody else. Question for both gentlemen. What are you guys' thoughts on the Ethiopian Rastafarian culture believing the second coming of Christ was Haile Selassie, the King of Kings? Thoughts and opinions, please. I never even heard of that dude, and I never even heard of that the second coming of Christ was this person, Haile Selassie.
Yeah, I don't know. I never heard of that either, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Honestly, you're, I guess, enlightening us was something I didn't even know was even out there. Okay. Saludos from Vegas. Have either of you read a book called Genesis Conspiracy? No. Have you?
No.
Never even heard of it.
No.
Genesis 6 Conspiracy. If you have, what are your thoughts? And if not, I suggest you peep it out. Okay. Have you ever heard of the big gap theory?
Nah.
Okay, not the Big Bang.
Yeah, yeah.
The Big Gap theory. Okay.
Nah, what's that?
I heard about it from this one guy, but I just don't know if there's enough. Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Verse 2. Okay, and the earth was without form and void.
Right.
They believe between verse 1 and verse 2 that there's a gap right there.
Oh, really?
That's when Satan fell. Because he says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. They're saying that it's already been completed in verse 1.
Okay.
But in verse 2, they say, we find it void. And I'm like, I think you might be reading too much into it. So that's the big gap theory.
I never heard of that before at all.
They say between verse 1 and verse 2 that's where Satan fell. So he was here a long time.
Okay.
You know, so, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of I can elaborate on it, but it will take up a lot of time where it's almost 10 o'clock. And we haven't even got to the damn phone calls yet.
I know.
Okay. See, look, I just want you to see how long these questions are, Marvelous. Look
I'll bet.
Look at that. See?
I get questions like that even longer than that on my DM.
Okay, question for Marvelous. You said that if you were to go back in time, 1492, that you would warn the homies, natives, okay, that invaders were coming and to be ready to fight. What would you tell the homies today that they're completely losing any bit of culture that they have left? No offense, but I've observed that even your son has black rap music accent, and that is that you are a strong person to influence others. The generation seems to be a complete loss. I don't understand how you. The hell?
I don't know the black rap accent part.
Yeah, I don't know what the black.
I don't know what that means, but
I mean, what do you say? You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't get it. But so you said you were warned the homies from 1492 that the invaders are coming.
Yeah.
I guess his question is this: what would you tell the homies of today that they are completely losing any bit of culture that they have left?
That we're under captivity right now. We need to get out of our captivity. The story, I believe, it's all repeating itself. Like the story of Moses or whatever. They want to talk about, you know, how he led the people out of captivity. I believe it's happening right now because we're in captivity right now, and we need to be released from that captivity. And it's a mental state of mind. And it could be you believing in that border. It could be you being manipulated on that cash flow, or you being subject to search and seizure, or you having to put a needle on your arm and get an injection that the government's telling you to get.
Right.
I don't believe in none of that.
Right.
We need to come back to our old ways, traditions, learning how to hunt, learning how to gather, learning how to protect our family, learning how to pray.
Right.
You know.
Alex, really quick, you want a beer, bro?
No, I'm good.
Okay, bring me one, please. Okay, now, I agree with you that our people need to be educated, you know, in our culture. So my thing that I'm sharing is one thing that I've learned, and this is where I want to be very careful so that our people understand what I'm saying. I don't believe we should be, and I'm not saying we're doing this, we should preach to them. I think we should teach them. Yeah. Because many times when we preach, we're just exhorting them. Where, you know, you can encourage them and motivating them, but all they're doing is yeah. But they're not learning anything. They're just agreeing with you. When we teach them, están aprendiendo. They're starting to learn. The wheels are spinning. Oh, this is why this. This is why this. You know, like my son, he didn't know, and I think it's the I have a hard time saying it. Not what the language.
Nawa. Yeah.
Nawa, okay. Yeah. If I'm correct, unless he told me wrong, I didn't know that avocado was a Nawa word. He goes, and we use it. Yeah. And I said, yeah. And he was like, I didn't know that. Now, the wrong move would have been for any father to say, you stupid idiot. How could you not know that? No. You have to look at that as a time of like, he's really intrigued now and he's asking. And this is where people like me and you, if we are able to provide good information, this is where we teach them. Yeah. Not tell them, idiot. Yeah. You know, so. But yeah. Anyways, hopefully that answers your question. Okay, much love from the Bay Area, Redwood City, California. One question, who rules the world? Much love, Tony and Marv. I'm going to call tonight.
We do if we wake up.
Okay.
If we work together.
Okay. Can I answer that biblically?
Go for it.
I'm going to say the devil.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, this earth.
Yeah, this earth. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Do you know any indigenous songs from our culture, and what are their names?
I don't know the names of them, but yes, I do. About 3 of them. But I'd rather them show you.
Okay. I don't know any, so that's the wisest answer that I can give. I don't know. Okay. What does the Bible say about dreams? I'm a dreamer. Every night when I go to sleep, I always dream, and my dreams are lucid. Sometimes I feel like I live a different life in my dreams because they tell a story most of the time. But lately I've been educating myself about more on the Bible and on demonology, and my dreams have become demonic in nature, and it's like I'm being attacked. I would love input from both of you since you both are knowledgeable. Gracias. Okay, you've been having a lot of dreams. I do believe, and I think we've talked about this, Marvelous, that dreams do mean something.
Right.
Do mean something. Okay, I think some dreams can be interpreted, and sometimes they could be interpreted by someone else that I believe has been given that gift of interpretation. Now, I know in the Bible, Joseph warned Pharaoh, and then, again, this is a long story short. Joseph was doing time because he was falsely being accused. This was a righteous man of sexual harassment. Okay? Because he didn't want to sleep with Potiphar's wife. He was bought as a slave, and he worked inside the house. And Potiphar, the man of the house, his wife liked him because he was a nice, young, strong. This is one of the few guys that they actually give a description of what he looked like.
Yeah.
Okay. And he said, I can't do this. I can't do this. You know, I respect myself. I love God, and I respect your husband. So when he didn't, the lady scratched herself and yelled and said he tried to rape me. Okay. Because she didn't get what she wanted. Sound familiar? Then he goes to jail. He does about 5 years, and he interprets 2 dreams in there. So these men, or at least one of them made it out, well, the other one died because of their dreams. He interpreted their dreams. He goes before Pharaoh and says, Pharaoh, I know a guy that, you know, he's in jail, right? But he interpreted my dream and it came to pass. So the Pharaoh had 2 dreams. One dream was that he dreamt of 7 fat cows. 7 fat cows, okay? So they brought the Joseph in, and Joseph's first question was there a second dream? Nobody had ever told him that there was a second dream. So he said, yeah, the second dream was that these were 7 skinny, scrawny cows dying. So, and then Joseph interprets the dream, and he says, okay, God has given me the interpretation that for the next 7 years, 7 years of plenty, and the 7 years after that, 7 years of great famine. So for these 7 years, you have to grow crops and store them so that you can survive the next 7 years. Okay. So he interpreted that dream. And because he interpreted that dream, think about this. Let's look at a little bit of, I think you guys will benefit from this. Joseph was loved by his father, hated by his brothers. Joseph was given a coat or a robe of many different colors. Okay. His brothers hated him for that. Okay. He would go and look out. He was the younger one. Look out after his brothers. His brothers hated him. They threw him in the ditch. They wanted to kill him. When they saw, I'm trying to remember, the Ishmaelites coming by, they took him out. They sold him to the Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites sold him into slavery in Egypt. Potiphar bought him. He gets accused of sexual harassment. He goes to jail. He gets beaten in jail. Finally gets his turn. He meets somebody from Pharaoh's camp. He interprets the dream. He gets out, and he becomes second in command, only next to Pharaoh, because he interpreted those dreams and he told him how to prepare those dreams. So the whole point of sharing that is this. I believe biblically that when God gives you a dream, he gives it to you back to back. The same dream twice. One dream of plenty and one dream of famine. And that's how they were able to survive, according to the scriptures. So I do believe that dreams do have meanings and do have an interpretation.
Heck yeah.
So anything you care to add to that?
You broke it down, Tony.
I'm trying.
You should have been a pastor, homie.
I would be a horrible pastor. I would be a horrible pastor. Pastor, I'm not coming here anymore because you offended me. That's good. Go down the street and infect that church. Don't come back. Because, here's my thing, and I'm going to share a story why I said that. There was a bar down the street, okay? And every once in a while, I would go with my homie. And this guy was just being an idiot. He'll be the type of guy that he'll grab his beer and kind of pour a little bit, try to write his name. And the bartender would get mad. He was the owner of the bar, and he started wiping, stop that shit. Okay? So when he got mad at the bartender, he just spilled his beer and walked out. The bartender told him, I said, don't ever come back again. Don't ever come back to my motherfucking bar, so he told him. Okay? This guy went home and cried because he said, I've been going to that bar for years. This guy gathered up enough energy to go back the next day, and he apologized. I'm sorry. Please, I'll mop the floor. And the guy said, sweep my floor. Just so he can come back. And here you go to church, you hear a righteous word, and you get offended because they're talking about sin. Pastor, I don't want to come back because you made me feel uncomfortable. Get out of here. Here you have a lady that got convicted of sin, and the dude that went back and apologized because he wasn't allowed to come back to the bar.
Yeah. Did you see the dude that did 5 years in prison? They were at, I don't know if it was Judge Judy or something. He did 5 years in prison for non-payment of child support. Comes out, does a blood test, and finds out that it's not his kid.
It's not his kid.
That's scandalous, huh?
Bro, like, and remember when they asked the lady, do you know who the father is? Yes, I know who the father is. Are you still in contact? Yes, still in contact with them.
Dirty.
See, those are the ladies. I don't even refer to them as ladies. Those are the bitches.
Yeah.
I don't refer to women as bitches. I refer to bitches as bitches. And this bitch threw him in fucking jail, and it wasn't even his fucking kid.
That's dirty.
Now I'm going to ask you this. What do women like that deserve?
I mean, she should get the same amount of time that he had
Thank
to
you.
spend.
At least.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Hey, Marvelous, do you smoke Yeska sometimes? Keep up the good work. Have a good one, and much love and respect from Cuatro Flats Projects.
No.
Okay.
My respects to the homies out there.
Okay. Now, what time is it right there, Alex? Oh,
Damn.
okay. It's already 2 hours, bro.
Time flies on.
Do we just skip the calls? Or
Nah, take a couple. Shit.
Okay, let's go then. Okay, sorry, you guys. We couldn't get to the questions. That's why I said at the beginning of the show it was a lot. Okay, let me connect. Am I in? Okay, cool. All right, guys, the number's up. Call in. Alex, about this one right here, I don't know if you want to take a shot of that. You could open it. Okay. I believe in the spoiling my team. See, I think if I take one, I'm gonna start fucking jittering. Like, okay, come on. Okay, here we go. Okay, you hung up. You hung up again? Here we go. Call it your name. Where are you calling from? Yes.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is me, Eddie from Pasadena, calling in. How you guys been?
Hey, how you doing, Eddie? What's up, homie?
Oh, good. How you guys been?
I've been blessed, bro. I've been good. I'm always good. You know what? I never complain, brother. Complaining is the devil's language.
Ooh.
All right. I just had a question for Marvelous that kind of like, that kept on being stuck in my head that I wanted to ask him. So Marvelous, do you think loyalty still exists nowadays?
Yeah, I believe that there's people that are loyal out there. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What about like, do you as opposed to what about as opposed to like scandalous people? Like how do you feel like there's more fake? Like it seems like there's more fake people in the real world than there is loyal people.
Well, I mean, I think people have a misconception of the word loyalty, and they're more loyal to themselves and their needs than yours, or wanting it, or seeing you succeed in anything. You know, so I think you just got to be careful with who you call family. I think you got to be careful on who you let into your circle, because it's all based on your actions and who you're letting in. You know, you could blame people all day, but I mean, if you're the one that's being ignorant and allowing these people to be in your life still, and they keep doing you dirty, I mean, it's your own fault, you know?
You know,
like victimizing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me say something real quick, okay?
Yeah.
I met him, you have met him.
Yeah.
I believe he's a good dude. I believe Eddie's a good dude.
Yeah.
Okay. The bad thing is that there are people that think different from us, and they say, I can probably push this guy around.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're doing that to him, but I can see how people can look at a good guy like Eddie, and instead of saying, he's a good dude, man, I could kick it with this guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe I can get him to take me here. Maybe I can get him and do me there. And then maybe that's what he's referring to.
Yeah.
Can you kind of give us an example of why you're asking these questions, bro?
Just because like I've had friends that were like really close with me, like from elementary school, and once we got out of high school, it's like, damn, like y'all forgot about me, like y'all became fake. And one example that I could give is like this. There's this one high school friend that I was friends with, right? He dates this girl who's toxic, just brings a bunch of negativity, and all of a sudden she tells him to like stop being friends with me along with the other mutual people that I know, and I'm like, damn, that's messed up. Like, you're gonna throw away our long life good friendship over some bitch that's just feeding you all this negative energy. Come on now.
Well, you know what? I've had my experiences with bitches like that too, bro. And the sad thing is that there's dudes that believe those girls. And they'll even betray. But you know what? You know what happened though? They actually expose who they really are. So
I think that you shouldn't look at it as a downfall though, bro. You shouldn't look at it as a negative, but you should take it as a win. Those people were so quick to abandon you or whatever. Like, hey, homie, like you don't need that in your life. Don't you want people that are gonna stick around?
Exactly,
yeah. And I looked at it as like, well, I mean, those people that became strangers to me, like they showed their true colors, and they can't ever redeem themselves with me, at least not with me anymore. Like I moved on ever since they showed their true colors.
Yeah, just wish them the best, homie, and keep doing your thing.
All good, Eddie. Thank you for calling in, bro.
Yeah.
Gracias, homie.
You guys have a blessed one.
You too.
guys have
Okay, let's keep it pushing. We're going to take a couple more phone calls. I'm not trying to be here all night. Had a long fucking drive today, and I know the guy's going to put me to sleep. Okay, let's go. While we're waiting, if you guys are not going to call, we're just going to go back to maybe a couple more questions and keep it going. If not, we'll have Eddie call back. But, okay, here we go. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Chris from Arizona.
From where?
Chris from Arizona.
Oh, what's good, my bro? How you doing? You got a question?
Yes, I know. Actually, I got a recommendation. I was gonna say that if you would, if you ever were looking for people to be on your show, I would recommend you get Phil Valentine on your show. He talks a lot about metaphysics and real deep shit. Like, I think he would be a real good person to like interview on your show, and it probably will get like a lot of views and other type of crowds to go to your channel.
Dope. Do you know him?
No, you know what? I don't know him, but he's just like on. I've seen him on YouTube and this and that. But I was just gonna make that recommendation,
okay.
Because I think since all the other questions that you and other guests that I've seen on there, that you sorry, I don't know why I'm kind of all over the place, but it would be a good person to have on there, Like you could ask a lot of deep questions and you could get a lot of answers.
All good, Mo. All good. I'll look into it. And what was his name again?
Wait. Oh, Dr. Phil Valentine. Like he talks a lot about conspiracies, stuff that happened like in 9/11 and a lot of stuff like that, and you should have like Marvelous on there as well.
Okay.
And you guys could all chop it up on there and it will make like a great episode. Like he usually does like 3-hour lectures, 4-hour lectures, and all types of. If you look him up on YouTube, you could just type in Dr. Phil Valentine. He's like a light-skinned black guy, but because that white guy might pop up. So the one you're looking for is the black one.
Okay. Cool.
And one more thing for you and for Marvelous.
Yes.
What is your favorite funniest line from Blood In, Blood Out? Like if you only had to pick one funny line that anybody said on there, what's yours and Marvelous?
Damn. I think the most hilarious one that I think is that I don't think it's a line. I think,
Sorry, no tortilla.
no. Actually, I think it's
Not that
more
one.
where Papa's in his fucking drawers and he says, "Shut the fuck up, Whitey," or some shit like that. Remember? Because I think it was like that scene, bro.
Now, just a damn minute, Your
No,
Majesty.
he goes,
There you go.
yeah, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So it was that scene. Because I want you to picture this. Think about this. I'm the director.
Yeah.
Action. See that line again?
Hell no.
Come on, just try it. Okay, so now you do it. You're standing there in your fucking drawers. Cut. We're gonna run that back again. Stand right there. Okay, makeup. Get him again. Blow dry his hair out. Okay, here we go. Action.
Damn.
Like, fuck you, Eddie. You know, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't be sitting in my
Yeah, I
fucking
know
butt
which one you're
huggers.
talking about when he's like, hold on, your fucking majesty. He's
Yeah.
like, this is the streets. This is the
This is
fucking
streets, homie.
3 hats and a cat.
3 hats and a cat. Yeah.
That one. But it's the whole scene.
Yeah.
So go ahead, bro. What's yours?
Damn, I have a gang of them. I mean, all of them, you know? And now for my Brown brothers. Like, yeah. I mean, all of them, homie. I like all of them. Oh, when he tells them, now get the fuck out of here, flight catcher. We got other people waiting behind you. Like, he called them a flight. You think of a flight catcher as a frog. You know,
Right,
like, he kind of does look
What
like
about
a
the
little...
growl? What about the growl that Magic did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tres puntos like spider. Now, get the fuck... I can't do it, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Norby's told me his was, I'm gonna lick you dry.
Oh, is it that one?
That's what he told me. No,
Yeah. Are you blonde all over?
All good. All right, caller. Appreciate you, man. Thank
All
you.
right, guys.
All right. I appreciate a caller with a sense of humor. So,
And now for my Brown brothers.
yeah. Okay, here we go. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Yeah, hey Tony, this is Angel from Sun Valley
All good, my brother. How you doing?
here in the Valley. Yeah, good. Thanks. Thanks for taking my call. I have a quick question. As far as music, question for both. As far as music, do you think that there is music out there that could have that could release some kind of demonic and affect people? That whether it's music, whether it's 70s rock and roll, whether it's 80s heavy metal, or whether it's some of this new age rap. Do you think there's music that actually could have some kind of like demonic activity that could affect a person? Because they used to even say that Led Zeppelin music was like kind of demonic. So do you think it could be such?
My personal belief, yeah, definitely. I think a lot of most of the mainstream musicians, their music is demonic. Really, you don't even have to play it backwards like the old school ones where you can actually hear what they're saying. But a lot of the frequency that's been embedded from them, but when they're mastered, heck yeah, I believe in that. I don't know if you've ever seen the whole breakdown on the ritual that they do when they do like the real mastering of music. I don't know if you've ever seen the videos. Hey, hit me up on DM and I'll send you a video, bro. I have a whole video on it. It shows you what they do and the priestesses that they bring in to invoke these incantations into the sound.
Now, on the other hand,
Yeah.
let me talk about the other side of music. I do believe that there is music that can bring you peace and release you of all of that demonic activity. I do believe that.
Yeah.
So, you want me to give you an example?
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay, King David was just a boy. And King David was anointed by the prophet Samuel to become the next king over Israel. The first king was King Saul. Then we had King David, and then we had King Solomon. David was a harp player. He was into music. When Samuel, who anointed King Saul disobeyed God according to the scriptures over and over and over and over, that God took the hedge of protection away from him and allowed an evil spirit to torment him. Allowed it. Go ahead. And the only way he can get that evil spirit to give him peace, to like release him, he would call King David to come in and play the harp. And his not only was his gift anointed, but his music was anointed. And he would get a release and the evil spirit will leave, and he was able to rest. So I do believe that there is such music that can bring that peace to you. But on the other hand, there's also music that can invite those spirits.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Yeah. Quick question: Isn't Satan was related to some kind of music when he was in heaven?
yes,
Something about it.
He was a 4th-degree cherub angel. The angel of music, they called him. He had beautiful pipes that made the most beautiful sound coming out of his body.
absolutely.
There you go.
If you want to
Yeah,
read that,
that's what I
bro,
heard.
I'll just give you the book. I don't recall the chapters, but Google it and look it up on the book of Ezekiel. It actually tells you what he looks like and what his insides were made out of. So
Oh shit.
yeah, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta check that out.
Okay, my brother. Thank you, man. We
All
gotta
right,
let you go.
Yeah, that was my question. Thanks to all of you. You guys have a good night.
You too, homie.
You too, my brother. All right, let's keep it pushing. You remember back in the day when they used to play records backwards?
Yeah.
And they used to be like, I am Satan, I have a big one.
What the hell? I don't know about that one, Tony.
Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is another shameless plug. Miguelito's Tattoos on Instagram.
Hell yeah,
What's cracking,
Miguelito.
homie?
No shame.
Hey, what's up, you guys? What's up, Marvelous? This is Tony. Hey, I got one question for you, Tony. I got 2 questions for you, Marvelous.
Yeah.
Let me ask the questions to Tony first.
Yes.
All right, Tony. Have you ever got a request or anybody that has recommended you to get 16 Letter Boys, Demon from Pixley onto the show?
16 Letter Boys from Pixley?
Yeah, his name's Demon. I think his record label was called 16 Letter Boys.
I never heard of that.
I never heard of that either, bro. Hey, bro, do you follow me on Instagram, bro? If you do, send me some of that stuff, bro. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I do. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's been making a lot of noise right there in upstate and Central Valley.
And
Up in Tulare County, he's been making a lot of noise up there.
And his name, he said, is Demon?
Yeah, his name is Demon.
Okay.
16 Letter Boys.
Okay, please send it to me, bro.
All right. I think you know what? I think he made a song with somebody from your neighborhood, Wilma. I think they not too long ago. I think I mentioned it a while back.
Okay.
But I forgot his name. But let's go to the next question. All right. Marvelous. What is the most oldest person you have tattooed, and what was it?
Man, I tattooed a veterano not too long ago. I think he was maybe around 71, 72. But I did tattoo an older lady, and that was that tramp stamp story I talked about. I covered it up on her back.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You know what? Why would a girl get a tattoo back there and it's called a tramp stamp?
I don't know, but it said "Dale gas."
Dale gas.
Big.
It's better than Go Raiders.
Yeah, that was a trip. Yeah, but I don't really like to tattoo older people like that, especially like you know the older homeboy that came through. He had a lot of problems with his his blood that he was going through and stuff like that, and I just don't feel right, tattooing older people like that, just because, I mean, they shouldn't be thinking about tattoos like that.
All right. And second question, what's the youngest person you ever seen with a tattoo?
Oh man,
Now,
I
what
went
was
to
it?
the young. I mean, I seen young. I had my first tattoo when I was 10 years old, homie. But I seen young ass people. I didn't realize, how young these people are until you actually you're around my age or whatever.
Yeah.
One of my sons got in trouble at school one day, and he was he was 6th grade going to 7th grade. So I go in the office, and there's these 2 little girls that are in trouble already, and the counselors have them sitting right there. And right away, the one of the little girls, she knew who I was from Instagram. She goes, "Oh yeah, you're that you're that tattoo guy, and I have you on Instagram." And I'm thinking like, what the hell does this little kid have me on Instagram? And she goes, "No, I know your son. He's in one of my classes, whatever." And so the counselor right away gets mad at her, and there was a lady. She started telling her, "Don't be talking to nobody. Don't be talking to him. You're in trouble and all this and that. Waiting for your mom to get here." And she goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go get his son for him." She goes, "No, you're not. You're in trouble." And so she starts telling me, "Oh yeah, she lifts up her sleeve and she goes, oh yeah, you know, I need to get my work finished. My brother was working on it, but he got busted. And her whole arm was sleeved up. She was a sixth grader. And then she
Wow.
goes, yeah, but this is my good arm right here on this one. And he sleeved her up on her other arm. Both her arms were sleeved up
Wow.
from her brother. And I was just sitting there like, oh my God, man. I couldn't believe it. Like, it's a little kid, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably the youngest, a sixth grader, bro, that I seen with tattoos all covered up.
Sixth grader.
Sixth grader.
Now, you know what? Since both of you guys are tattoo artists, I have to say this. Can a parent get arrested for a minor getting tattooed like that?
Yeah, tattoo. Well, see, this is the thing. If a minor wants to get tatted, you actually need both parents to sign a waiver and get that notarized. I don't believe, people say that you could go get one parent, but I don't believe in that. Like, I won't do it. A parent that wants to get it notarized or whatever, or sign away, like you could tattoo their kid. What if that other parent disagrees with that?
Of course.
That's still going to be a rape case.
Yeah.
People go, oh, well, how is it a rape case? Well, you're penetrating a minor with a foreign object. It's the same thing. And the paperwork is going to read the same thing. You know, penetration of a minor with a foreign object. How is that going to look? You know, so I suggest all around, don't do it, homie. Like, don't even tat them. You don't need that letter, and you don't need to go through that heartache. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's a gang of other people trying to get tatted, you know, like you don't need to do that, you know?
Yeah. All good, Miguelito.
Hey, gracias, homie, for your question.
All right, guys. Hey, Tony, let me just give you my response before I let you go on that. When I was working right there on Latin Schools down Whittier Boulevard, I was always told that that didn't matter. But since Marvelous does it in his house, well, I heard you don't get arrested if you do it in the house, and they don't catch like a virus or like a HIV or some shit like that, like what is it called? Exposure, cross contamination. But in the shops in California that I know of, I'm not saying what Marvelous is saying is wrong, because it's been a while since I was doing my apprenticeship there. But for what I know, you have to be 18.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, man. Thank you, Marvelous.
Thank you, my bro.
Thank you for your words, man.
All right, homie, have a good one.
Let's keep it pushing, you guys. Alex finally put up the number.
Oh, that's what people are asking for, the number.
Exactly.
Sorry about that.
Come on, homie.
Slipping. See, that's what happens when you're crossfaded.
I'm not crossfaded yet.
I got it, guys. Hold on, give me a minute.
He said, I'm not crossfaded yet. Okay, let's go. Call out your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Tony. So Marvelous is Bad Pitbull calling from the city of Atlantis.
What's up, homie?
Tony.
Yes, sir.
So everyone. Hey, well, first I want to say that I forgot to call in earlier and say congratulations on the 50,000 subscribers. I know you'll reach 100K soon.
Thank you, my bro.
And,
Appreciate you.
no problem, man. But I was late on joining because I joined at around 41,000 subscribers.
Mm.
But let me let you guys know that you know that LA Foods take the El Camino to the mechanic, get the transmission fluid change. And did you guys know also that iFoods take their Toyota Prius to the mechanic, get their gender fluid change? No?
That was good right there. That was hella good. And you didn't even started drinking.
Get it, homie.
Thank you.
I haven't heard a good
But,
joke in a long time.
But want to ask you guys. I sent it the question on if you guys had how would you guys react if you saw a Bigfoot on the hike? And again, some people believe that those things are demons or the reason that they can't be found is interdimensional. So just a quick question: how do you think you guys would react if you saw one?
Well, if I saw one, first and foremost,
alone.
if I saw one first and foremost, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'll be scared as hell. Second, if I can recover from being scared as hell, I'm putting on my fucking phone and making sure I'm filming and I don't record like this.
Yeah.
Okay? Because everybody records like that. Today we have 4K cameras and everything's fucking blurry like if we're recording it on a flip phone. Haven't you noticed that?
Yeah.
That every time there's a sighting, it's blurry.
Yeah.
You know, or it's shaking.
Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, that's what I would do, bro. I mean, I want to believe in Bigfoot, you know, but that's the only picture we have of him over there. That's the only
thing.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because some people just believe that they're also the Nephilim, and that they could be, demons. But that's a whole other thing on
Right.
there. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because there's more stuff being uncovered about it. And
Yeah.
they even believe that the BFRO, which is the Bigfoot Research Organization, which is the supposed official thing, that they're giving out a bunch of misinformation about it, like with the Smithsonian. And they're trying to hide a lot of our past. And but we're slowly getting all these pieces together, and it's because of platforms like you and Marvelous that we're actually revealing and describing our actual potential.
Thank you, homie.
And it shows the Matrix doesn't like that, but thanks again to you guys that we're putting the pieces together little by little, and again with Marvelous theory of we're just one, each one of us is an ant, and together the whole colony
Yep.
had an effect. But that's it, and thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, my bro.
Have a good one.
Appreciate you.
Right.
Marvelous, real quick, yes or no? Do you believe in Bigfoot, yes or no?
No, I don't believe in Bigfoot as the way people think it is. I do believe that there is a hybrid animal out there that they made, but I don't believe in like the actual Bigfoot. Like,
okay, now growing up, we always heard of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was one. It wasn't until like maybe the last 10 years people say, no, there's multiples.
there's more, yeah.
So I don't know.
I believe in duendes. I know there's duendes
Yes.
out there, and the chupacabra.
Yeah. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up? This is Manuel from downtown.
What's up, Manuel? How you doing?
Hey, I was at a play recently, and that fool fucking Popeye, he did that little line to give me your chonchon. So I heard that shit from the man himself, dog.
That's right.
That shit made me want to pull my pantalones down.
No shit. Damn. If you did.
Nah, no te creas, no, that shit is gay, huh? Nah,
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, what's up, man?
Yes, sir.
Hey, remember a couple weeks ago you had that one caller that was crying about the Little Mermaid being black now?
Yeah.
That fool's retarded, fool.
I mean,
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, when I was a kid, I grew up right there at the children's hospital because I was a little mongolito myself a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Medio retardado, So I seen a lot of kids, grow up with fucked up diseases and shit like that. So I just want to tell that fucking Baco, we got all these kids in the world with problems, with real world problems and shit. And these fools are over there worried about a fucking cartoon. If he cares about kids, hey, donate some money to some charities that help kids. Donate some money to the hospital, to the children's hospital. Do something for kids. Don't just be yapping your mouth about some cartoons. That shit's retarded.
Hey, bro, I'm in agreement with you 100%.
You know what I mean? Because, man, when I was growing up, you see the kids in wheelchairs, bien madreados, and like we're out here crying about a fucking cartoon character. Like, my boy, like, really? Like, do something for humanity, homie. Do something righteous. Put your money where your mouth is. That's my only 2 cents, loco.
Absolutely, bro. I agree with you, homie.
Have a good night.
You too, carnal. All right. Let's go. How many more calls do you want to take, Marvelous?
Let's do 2 more.
Okay, let's do 2 more. Okay, you heard it from the man. So 2 more phone calls, then we out of here. So if you're going to get it in, let's get it in right now. Let's get it all the way in. Let's go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Phil.
What's up, Phil? Where you calling from, bro?
Hey, I'm here from El Monte.
El Monte. Monte in the building. What's good, my brother?
Hey, bro, I got a really good, I think it's a good question.
Okay.
Well, you guys heard about the whole committee they had about the UFOs, the 3 Army, the ex-Marines or whatever?
I'm sorry, we could barely hear you. What was that again? Can you repeat that?
Yeah. Did you guys see during the week they had like a committee where some guys, 3 ex-Marines or Army guys testified about the whole UFO thing?
No.
I didn't see it.
No, I'm not aware of that.
What'd they say about it?
If you go on YouTube, you'll find it, bro. It was all over the news, the radio. Anyways, they're coming now and they testified that they did catch some UFOs or all that stuff, but they're gonna continue the investigation.
Okay, I never heard of that, my
Yeah,
brother.
and you know, I can't get the name right now of what it's called, but I'll text it to Marvelous or you on Instagram.
Please do, por favor.
And then another thing, bro, for both of you, a question for both of you. What do you guys think about the whole what do you call it? You know, the ice wall? I forgot the name, bro. Antarctica. You know how you can't go beyond a certain point?
Yes.
What do you guys think about it? Do you guys think there's anything beyond that point that the whole government is taking care of it? You know, they can't let nobody go.
Honestly, I'm going to give you the best answer that I can give you. I don't know. I would rather be honest than to try to speak and look like a fool. So that's why I'm being honest, carnal. So
according to maps, homie, I go based off the older maps, the Disternos map. I believe that there's more land, like it says there is, bro. To be honest with you, I think there's more land out there.
Yeah, you know, I see videos where they show like the maps from, you know, before like you said, like the first map.
Yeah.
And it shows that it's flat, right? But
yeah.
I mean, it's really interesting, bro. That's why I thought I'd ask you guys about it.
Yeah. Every map, almost every map talks about a firmament, bro. Like, I mean, how can you deny that? You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right, man. All right, man. That was my question, guys. I really appreciate you guys.
Gracias, homie.
All good, my carnal. Have a blessed night. Okay. All right. One more phone call. Who's going to be the lucky caller? Whoever calls right now gets Norbert's shirt that he drove all the way back from Arizona with.
That's going to smell like ass.
Yeah, so they get his shirt. I'll mail it. So here we go. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Salva from Sacramento.
Sacramento, my brother. You know, you're our last caller, so please make it a good one.
All right, serious question. Marvelous, Tony. How much money do you think Miguelito is making off his tatuajes, bro, on your free advertisements?
Dang. What do you think, Tony?
Marvelous, I'm glad you laughed.
What do you think, homie?
Well, you know what? I'm glad that I could be a blessing for him to promote his business here, because that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know,
right.
as a matter of fact, if you have a business, go ahead and shout it out.
Man, I do not have a business. I have an eBay account. I sell on eBay, but it's not that serious. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But no, that's what's up, Tony. And no, that's respect, man. You know what I mean? I thought that I was just like, man, this vato's got to be making bread right now. A couple, you know, at least $1,000 a week, fool. Like,
hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So that's good.
All good, my brother.
One quick thing I was going to shoot out to the people and to you, Marvelous and Tony, is in 1846 when the Mexican-American War started, you know, heavily fought on the Texas border. It lasted from 1846 to 1848. Can one of you guys tell me what happened right as soon as that war ended in the U.S.?
I could.
And I'll give you another hint. Okay, cool. There's a football team named after him.
Okay. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say something, man. I thought for sure you had that.
No, you know what? I just like to be
I
honest.
You had it too, Tony.
Y no sé, la verdad no sé.
1849 was the gold rush, and so the U.S. had.
You see the cap?
That's it. They had huge interest. They had discovered these resources all in the western coast, especially here in Califas. I live up in Sacramento. There's a lake called Lake Berryessa, which is actually named after a man from Sinaloa. Berryessa was his last name, but they you know, adjusted it once the pioneers came. And they found the most rich fuel at the bottom of this land. And so the federal government in about 1900 with the federal water, whatever it is, reclamation board, flooded it, and they made a lake, you know, man-made reservoir. Besides the fact, I'm getting off a couple different avenues here. In 1849 was the gold rush, right after the Mexican-American War ended, because the Americans knew exactly what they were going for, and they knew exactly why they went and fired on Mexico and to start the war. So a lot of people don't recognize that, and that's huge history for us if we want to progress, right, and know our rights and know what it means to move forward with consciousness, with educated minds, and the history behind things. So, anyways, thanks for the pop quiz, you guys. I figured that would be some good info.
All good, my brother. I appreciate that,
You know
man.
what I mean, for the people.
Yes, thank you for that. Appreciate you, bro.
Hell yeah. Have a good night, you guys. Stay blessed.
You too,
homie.
All right. You know what? Let's go ahead and end the phone calls. Okay, we can take these off. I want to answer one more question, okay? First and foremost, let me go ahead. Shit. Let me go ahead and decline. No more phone calls, guys. Okay, let me take this off. Marvelous. So far, how you enjoying yourself? Everything good?
Always good. Always a good time.
That's good. Okay, just for our listeners, and because they're watching right now, when are you going live again? Because they dig it.
Tomorrow we'll be going live at 8 p.m. Monday. Okay. And we're going to be discussing a lot of topics, the majority of them being laws that are being passed against that are affecting our communities.
Okay.
And we're going to bring up the cruising issues because there's they're trying to stop the raza from cruising and
of course.
And just a lot of stuff that they're doing, a lot of the scare tactics, a lot of stuff, grimy stuff that the sheriff's department is doing. They were throwing those grenade smoke canisters, and there was kids out there, last weekend.
Right.
That's not cool. So just stuff like that. What people are gonna, want to tune into is on the 5th, we're gonna be doing a whole Bible breakdown on precept. So I know people are gonna have a lot of questions. They're gonna want to call in for that one.
I'm gonna call in.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted you to come through, but
okay.
Yeah, but it should be really good on that.
No,
one.
I do want to come through. I was waiting for my invitation. It's funny. Marvelous has yet to invite me.
Nah, but out of the smallest place or whatever, and you're always busy, but you can come anytime you want to come.
Look, I'm gonna try to find a spot because I do believe that your home is your home.
Yeah.
And but I do believe you need a bigger spot for you to go live somewhere close to your home.
Yeah.
And that way you can elaborate. That way you can have the space to invite any guests. Your platform needs to be bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
But for right now, this is what we're starting. We're taking baby steps.
Yeah.
Until we get bigger and better things.
Well, I didn't plan on doing the whole conversation thing either,
Right.
But I didn't know how the whole YouTube thing worked without, you have to have so many hours embedded.
4,000 hours. Yeah. But it's all good. You're already past 10,000 subscribers, and I was always pushing for you to like 10,000 subscribers. Then we go live.
And I appreciate your help.
It's all good.
For real.
It's all good. One thing that I want to do, because I'm looking for a place right now, hopefully by the end of the year, all of our members are going to be invited free. Okay. After that, then we figure out how many people we're going to have in this room. But I want to do a conversations live.
Heck yeah.
With a live studio audience.
Yeah.
That way after that, it could be somewhat of a meet and greet or whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. But, okay, somebody asked a question. I thought it was very interesting. And I want to answer it with scripture. I don't want to answer it and give my opinion. Okay. Question for both of you. Is Jesus God? Then he says, if not, how does that work? Half man, half God? Here's how I'm going to answer it, and then we're going to end the show. Go to the Gospel of John. There's 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Look up John 1:1, chapter 1, verse 1. After you read that, go to the same, it's in the same chapter 1. After you read verse 1, skip to verse 14 and read that. Okay? Obviously, after you read those 2 scriptures, you can read the rest, read it in context. Verse 1 and then verse 14. The Gospel of John. Not John 1, John 2, John 3, because those are epistles. We're talking about the Gospels, the good news. So, and that should be your answer right there. John 1 and John 1:14. So, other than that, Marvelous, anybody, any shout outs, anything you want to give? Okay. Want to do let's do the super chat first. Go to speak into the mic and turn on your camera.
All right.
I want them to see how good looking you are.
Oh. All right, hold on. Let me turn this.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh. There it goes.
Okay, let's see. All right, there we go. Okay, Teamsters 77. He's been a member for 3 months now. That's all it says.
Thank you.
Teamsters in the house.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay, Hip Hop Jedi, he said, time is a construct.
Thank you.
Venador 951 dropped $2. He said, can Marvelous speak on our culture on stretching? I guess like the ears, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I've broken that down before.
You probably got to make like a video, like just
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You know what? Yeah.
Let's just say possibly, Marvin, if you agree, maybe on your future show, maybe you will eventually elaborate on that.
That's one of the things. I'm going to do that and the weaponry that we have. So I'll be talking about that. I mean, if you want to specifically know about it, DM me on my Instagram, bro. Marvelous Inc. _tattoos.
All right. So 94 M dropped 199. He said, Tony, will you let Norby's host Roadium Radio with the guest?
Yes. Okay, look. Yes, but I have other plans because I also do plan to bring in Magic Girl with Marvelous and Magic Girl with Norby's. But yeah, I mean, either one of them could be the host or the guest or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Fire 100K, Sun 100K dropped $5. They said, Marvelous, you think the King of Spain should pay reparations to us melanated Mexicans?
Reparations? I mean, then again, I don't believe in none of that reparation shit. I believe the real reparations would be giving our land back. Like not money and none of that shit. Like there's no amount that you could possibly give us for all the death that's been caused and the torment, the pain, like all the shit.
I think that's a great point that you said. There's no amount of money that can make up for the death.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yep. Okay. West Coasting TV dropped $4.99. They said, I saw a duende in Fresno while I was working up there. He looked like he's sewed his own clothes and shoes. Do you guys believe?
Wait, Duende, the rapper?
No, a duende.
A duende.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be a duende, but
yeah, I don't know, bro.
I've seen duendes and they're more like shadowy figures.
Okay, Jamie dropped $10. They said, what is your perspective in the Cristero War? Cristero? Cristero. Cristero War, also known as the Cristero Rebellion or La Cristidad.
I have no idea. Do you know what he's talking about, Moses?
No, what is your perspective on the war?
No.
No, I don't know.
My apologies, bro,
sorry.
but thank you.
Okay.
You can look that up, though.
Jaden dropped actually, Jaden's been a member for 2 months now. They said, thank you for that, Tony. That was my question.
What question was it? Was it that?
I think you.
Is Jesus God?
I think you answered it earlier.
Okay, thank you, my bro. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. I was glad that I was able to answer it.
Enrique Ledesma dropped $9.99. They said, porn ruined my life.
This is this, bro.
I'm attempting to get my life back. I had a loving, loyal, caring partner, but my life is in God's hands, and live life day by day.
So here we have somebody that's admitting that porn actually ruined his life.
Respect for you for admitting that, bro.
Thank you, my bro.
Respect to you.
And you know what? Respecting yourself and accepting accountability.
Yeah.
Thank you, my bro. Okay, is that it?
Oh, they got one more.
That's it.
One more.
Okay.
We need. Oh, go ahead. You read it.
Go ahead, bro.
No, you go for it, bro.
Okay. Isaiah Chavez dropped $5. He said, we need to have a show about substance, alcohol abuse among the raza. I just lost a brother a few days ago due to alcohol, asking for prayers. Thanks.
You know what? Look, let me say something about alcohol, okay? I've never been a day drinker, bro. I can't be one like, I'm going to have me, a Bloody Mary during breakfast.
Yeah.
I see people doing that shit all the fucking time, bro. I can't do that. I see people having a beer during lunch with mariscos. I can't do that. Right. For me, Marvelous, it has to be like a vibe. I do it in moderation, bro. Yeah. And I said it before. I can only drink at night. During the day, bro, I remember on Father's Day, my son Brian, B-SKANLESS, took me out. And he said, Dad, I want to take you out, and I want you to enjoy the best Father's Day ever. Okay, took a marisco spot. I bought he got me a molcajete, shrimp, and a bunch of stuff in it. And he goes, get anything you want. All right, so I ordered a michelada in the morning. I enjoyed it. I came home and I slept the whole damn day. Slept another 8 hours, bro. Because that's what liquor does to me during the day. For some reason, maybe it's a mental block thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for me, it has to be a night thing, bro. And then when I drink, I'm at home. I'm not at bars.
Yeah.
You know? So that's me. My thing is this, that there are people, though, that, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but they don't know their limit, bro.
Yeah.
They don't know their limit. I know my limit. I said, like, you know what? I'm cool. Yes, I'm going to go crash. But
I personally believe that some people just shouldn't drink. Like, there's some people that just can't handle it.
yeah, well, because they don't know their limit, bro.
Yeah, and it's like they buy a 24-pack and that whole 24-pack's got to go. Because if not, you know, like they're just not satisfied.
I think they make up a story to drink for the wrong reasons, or they're drinking for the wrong reason. Oh, I'm gonna drink because it's breakup, or I'm gonna drink because this and that. When I mean drinking or for celebration, like, you know.
Yeah, right. But here's the thing, Marvelous. What we were talking about earlier when we talked about relationships and accepting accountability, respecting yourself, what kind of women or what kind of man are you with, is just that many men are probably brokenhearted or hurt, and they drink to numb the pain, like what you just said, for the wrong reasons. Yeah. And it's true. There's a lot of people that take drugs, a lot of people that do things just to, like, how can I escape this moment of pain? Yeah. And before you know it, it turns into years. Because they never healed.
Yeah.
And this is where, if you consider yourself a friend of someone and you see someone doing that and he's hurting, you need to help that brother, man. Yeah. You need to help that sister. You need to help them. Yeah. Because if not, that's going to happen. Yeah. So, anyways, anything else?
Yeah, there more came in right now.
Go ahead.
Fire 100K, Sun 100K, dropped $2. They said, Marvelous, you think race mixing is healthy?
My honest opinion, I think that we need to stick with our own. I think each tribe, you know, people believe in that or whatever. I just don't. I don't believe in that.
Okay. WTF am I watching? Dropped $5. They said thoughts on semen retention.
Wait, say that again?
Thoughts on semen retention is because there's Kevin Gates. He's going around telling people that, like, he doesn't nut. You know, he just like
Justin, his cousin.
Yeah, no, he just
there you
gets
go.
up to that point and then he just leave, like, that's it.
I think he needs to stop giving advice.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to say, because I'm going to say this. Who in the fuck is he?
Nobody.
Okay, that's how we're going to end it. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, God bless. Jamie dropped $10. She said, or he said, sorry, I'm sorry. God bless you, my brothers. Jesus loves you all.
Thank you.
Loves us all. My bad. I'm faded already.
So okay. How many more? You good?
We're good. That's it.
Okay.
And then this guy with the fireworks, you know what I mean?
We got a fucking tweaker around here that fucking probably has a box left.
Oh, the left.
Yeah.
He's popping that shit.
So, it's a good time right now. Perfect time.
It's all good. Marvelous. Shout outs. Anything you want to say?
Anyways, my kids, love you guys always. Shout out. Man, had a good weekend with you guys. Thank you for everybody that I see wherever I go that constantly showing love and support to me, Tony, to the whole team. All the constructive criticism, I take all that in. Thank you for that. And just the love and support, everything, all the callers that called in. Everybody that believes in me, everybody that believes in this podcast, Roadium Radio, Tony, all the love and support. Just, man, I love it, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Hey, you guys, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow to Marvelous Minds. Once again, Minds doesn't end with an S, ends with a Z. Marvelous Minds tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Make sure you guys tune in, okay? Again, if we don't support each other, who will? So, other than that, let me take my team. Alex Cervantes Enterprise, News with Norbies. He had a long drive, so he wasn't able to make it here. So much love and respect to him, to the Hip Hop Jedi, and to B-SKANLESS, and also to our moderator, Magic Girl. Once again, thank everybody on the live chat, everybody who commented, everybody who subscribed, everybody who liked, everybody who disliked, everybody who decided not to be on the live chat, and everybody who gave, and everybody who called in. All of you guys are important because, again, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. You guys are what makes Tony Vision. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't even be here. It's only because of you guys. So I'm always going to show my attitude of gratitude towards you guys. Much love and respect. When I was in Arizona, I'm going to be honest with you, I felt so much love from the fans. And so many people came up to me and that recognized me from Roadium Radio. And you know what they said? We love Conversations with Marvelous. We love News with Norbies. You know, thank you, Tony. Thank you for putting on for our people. You know what? It's because of you guys that we exist. So once again, thank you. Thank you. Alex, go ahead.
How many haters did you run into over there?
Oh, absolutely none. Because haters in real life don't exist. It's only social media.
Yeah.
They don't exist. You know what? And I was amongst thousands of people. And hundreds of people came up to us, took pictures with us, autographs with us. So once again, I'm humbled every time somebody says, can I take a picture with you? Because I was raised right. And I was raised to be a humble man. So when somebody asks me for a picture, it's a blessing. So once again, thank you guys. Once again, Marvelous Minds tomorrow at 8 p.m. And I'll see you guys here on Wednesday. Thank you.